Hello, chat. What's good? It's Wednesday. I got my boy, Copa, here with me right now. And
Only, only
you
one.
guys backstage, you missed a real great conversation about periods.
Yeah. Yeah, I stepped right into that and I wanted to leave right away. I was on the wrong stream. They were talking streams
Mhm.
and I didn't want to be here anymore.
But you were curious anyways. You wanted to kind of know, like, what was it like?
Yeah, that's true. I was like, oh my God, that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
You guys shouldn't exist anymore.
Well, they have some uses, right? Sandwiches aren't going to make
Sandwiches,
themselves.
making more men. Yeah.
True.
But tonight it's Platoon versus Lofty. Is this a prequel or a sequel? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll let Lofty explain to us what a prequel is.
Yeah.
If he shows up,
Yeah, I think he's ducking.
he might. He was live streaming earlier today, so I think he's probably still actually alive. But
Okay.
speaking of live, she's alive. Nadia.
I am. I just
Nadia.
woke up from a nap. I'm excited to find out. Finally, is it a prequel, a sequel, or a requel?
Yeah.
We're gonna get to the bottom of that tonight for sure. And Don was here. I would say speaking of bottoms, but he's not. So I'm gonna have to go say hello to Vex.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold
that's sorry.
on.
Let's match.
Hold
There
on.
we go.
I'm definitely not a bottom. Okay, I just like to clear the record on that real quick.
No, she would rock Don's world, that's for sure.
Don't you have a Henry?
She would rock Don's
about
pussy
him
so
being
hard.
on top of you, though.
Exactly. Oh, okay. Fuck. Okay,
So you're a
never mind, I am
bottom you're a bottom light.
bottom. Sure. Yeah. Let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Thank you for having me on, and howdy, everyone.
Thank you for coming on. And last but not least, here right now, he is the little Platoon. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. Yeah, I think most people are bottoms when it comes to Henry Cavill. So that is not like it's not a one size fits all thing.
Yeah, Cavill check true.
Yep. It may not be an option either, right?
Oh, that's true. Oh, that'd be great if you were like that IRL, though. Oh.
Chase you to the woods.
I would say, try to get me, and I'll be all greased up and stuff.
I can see that. That's a visual.
Oh no, my knee. I can't run away anymore from you, Henry Cavill.
Oh, I tripped. Oh, I'm tripping again.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, I fell over this log. I'm bent over. I can't move.
Oh no! Here's this bottle of lube. Where did that come from?
Right. Here, take it.
Who put a dryer here?
Excuse me.
Oh, we're definitely in Tennessee. Okay. Random dryer in the middle of the woods. That's Tennessee.
Yeah, baby. We have a Gooch raid from the Gooch. Thank you very much, Shay. Lots of people here tonight. Let's say hello to them. And before we go further, though, so Platoon is like a pretty big deal. And I found out that you can sing. So it's like, it's not really fair, is it?
We're not actually doing. Don't you dare, because I will leave the stream if you play it. I
won't play it. I won't play it.
I will actually leave the stream in
Oh,
embarrassment.
did you find something?
I would never play it.
Oh,
But
thank fuck.
I can play it, right?
I mean, you're really
No.
good, actually. So
Wait, what is this? I'm curious now.
Yeah, what
tune
is
in
it?
next week.
It's on the second channel where I can forget about it. But
On the Lost Chord?
Not even exaggerating. My mum, when I was, what was it, Christmas or New Year's, like she put something on which I think I'd done. I legitimately left the house.
You just not like to hear yourself sing?
No, well, like I know I'm not bad at it, but everything I've ever recorded is really, really old when I was bad at it. So it's just cringy and horrible and embarrassing, which is why I put it on a second YouTube channel, which is still in public, so people can occasionally just remind me that it exists, and then I can think.
But don't
"Oh,
play
fuck."
it. It's public, but don't play it.
Yeah, that's basically the rule. That
Okay.
you can listen to it, but you will not make me do it.
Oh, right. All right. I see how it is.
I would not do that to you, but it is on the Lost Chord channel, and that is in the description. So if you want to click there and find it after the show is done, then
Can you
know.
can you put the direct link in the chat?
No, too far. That's too far.
Okay.
We have another guest here, the raid man himself, Gooch. Hey man.
Yo, what's up?
Oh, dude, that Gooch looks ripped.
Yes.
Oh.
Ripped and shredded Gooch.
Dude, shredded Gooch is the best.
The shredded gooch. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming back. Thanks for the raid. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I did it work. Did it come,
Yeah,
did it come
yep.
through? Yeah, awesome.
You rock. Okay, chat people, you're Barney. What's up? White Bear's here. Cajun Corey. IGP Mexican, so we're good now for diversity. Thanks. Sketch is here. Dempsey, what's up, Dempsey? Natia. I think you should change your name to Natia permanently now.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Thanks to Nofs for that
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
master brander there.
He's good at that. Yep.
When he has a good idea, he has a good idea. You know.
It's rare.
Oh, is
Fair.
that Vex? I did. Oh, Vex.
Oh.
It was
Hold
Mrs.
up.
Sassy.
Here, hold up. There you go. We'll have new photos on Friday.
Yes. I'm
Okay.
sure
All
we
right.
will.
Here. I guess. Yeah. Let me make this more appropriate. There we go.
There.
Oh yeah, that works. Yeah.
Last day I could use it. So.
No, tomorrow.
Right.
You
That's
have
right.
leap year tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I imagine I'll have to be on camera though tomorrow. So. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
I mean, you could dress up. I'm just saying.
You know, I do have a clay mask thingy that I could just, put on for 15 minutes at the beginning of the stream.
There you go.
Mm,
There you go.
I might
Okay.
do the same thing.
No.
What do you mean clay mask?
Like there's not like clay, like as in like Play-Doh, but like you can put like the African clay. It's like gray in color,
Oh,
and it's good for opening up your pores and clearing out excess oil. And it's
Blackheads.
wonderful. Yeah.
It's a woman thing. It's a
Mm.
woman thing.
gotcha.
Yeah, I usually take a belt sander to my skin. I'm trying to.
That's where all the hair went.
Yeah, it appears so.
I-
It appears so.
I let my Shiko training do the work. I the sweat.
Right.
Yeah.
It just
It pours out all the evil stuff that's in my body.
Dempsey, what's up? Sketch, hello. Dildo's here. What's up, baguettes? Thanks for coming. Jana, some boners. We got baguettes and boners here. Appreciate you guys. AC, what's up? Another Canadian, but he's already left the country, so he was pretty smart.
yeah.
Smart move, AC.
Which country though? I mean, he fought for
Japan.
America.
He's in
I think
Japan.
he's in Japan, isn't he?
Okay, so he was in the army. Check this out. This is so sketchy. He fought in the American army. He lived in Canada, and now he lives in Japan. Some sketchy shit happening.
Maybe he's a spy.
Maybe
That's what it
he's
sounds
just
like.
taking it- He's taking advantage. That's all. Like he came out of the war and he had some PTSD, so he went to Canada where all that treatment was free. And he was like, "Oh, this is becoming a communist country. I might as well go and help boost the Japanese population and seed some Japanese women."
I might as well be a foreigner in Japan. now.
Copa, it's no different than my life. I was in the CIA, involved with the mafia, went to prison.
Yeah.
Now I'm a YouTuber. It's like,
Right. Yeah.
it's just
This was
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Back
this
up.
was after you got your EMT training in prison.
yes, I got my paramedics
I
in
have
prison.
so
Great.
many questions. What? I've been watching too much Sopranos, man.
You're almost done,
Based
though,
off
right?
his life,
I'm almost
right?
done. Oh, yeah. I figure. No, I'm telling you, as a first generation here, Middle Eastern woman, every time I look at Tony Soprano, I go, that's my fucking dad in his demeanor, just how he talks, how he dresses, just how
It's
my
my
uncles
brother.
and him
It's
were.
my older brother. Like Jana will tell you too. Like you watching Tony
Ooh.
Soprano is like watching my older brother.
I'm just like, I'm getting
100%.
That was my
PTSD
Uncle
child
Tony.
trauma growing up.
Your Uncle Tony? Your Uncle Tony's my brother's name is Tony too.
Yeah, Uncle
Tony
Tony. Yeah.
Soprano.
Tony Carnaccia. Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad has the most Arab name ever, Pierre.
Wow.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Pierre.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the French
And when I think
resistance in
Arab
Egypt.
names, I think Pierre. That's like the top three.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Speaking of which, we found out like 2 weeks ago that Jana is not Persian after all.
What?
She's not? What? Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, that's right.
She's gonna get mad. She's gonna get
Yeah.
mad. Sassy.
She's not. They haven't been around for like what,
Too.
8, 9 generations?
What even is Persia?
It's not on a map. Point
Right.
to it.
Where is it?
I keep telling her that all the time. You're not Persian.
No.
I got kicked out of so many family dinners for that.
Is it Forks?
Oh, great show, great show.
Oh, there
Good
she
reference. Yeah, she's here. Oh, she in the room with you now with a knife?
Well, it's not a knife exactly. It's more like a vest.
Oh, Jana's mad. I hate that. Yeah, vest for sure. What's up? Yeah, I learned about his singing skills just actually yesterday. A little bit of research / creeping. It's fine.
the first thing I'm gonna go look at after this stream.
Do it. Who else we got here? I think that's almost every. Oh, Canoli's here. What's up, Canoli? Thanks for coming. Adam Gray is here. I'm waiting from Lofty. Hopefully he does make it over. He could be hiding, and that might be smart, but we'll see.
I think he's got his channel right now. I think he was streaming earlier. So
Yeah.
He was dealing with the Final Fantasy VII stuff. People are mad at him for something to do with that now.
I've never
don't
seen
get it.
anyone go over their own tweet and laugh about their own tweet. And look at
Lofty
comments,
is the
I'm like,
trolling
"That's interesting."
queen.
Yeah, it's
Trolling
he's trolling
king.
himself. Yeah, that's
He's the
interesting.
trolling king of his own self.
Yeah.
That's a perfect definition. Yeah.
All right, so for tonight's topic, what I thought we could do is looking back at when the kind of the world came back together and we were allowed to go outside again. In Canada, you could go to work, and then they would get you medical services, right? If you needed extra help into the sky, if you're lucky. I found that it's a weird time for media because there's a lot of stuff that I caught up on, or shows that I had watched because I was stuck at home that I would never have watched previously. And then we could go out and actually enjoy life again a little bit. I feel like I gave too much credit in some cases to the first few movies I got to go see because I was happy to be outside and to be in a theater with other people. And I want to talk about since 2022, really January of that year, what are the movies and games and series that either you missed out on or were underrated or didn't get the credit they needed or the audience they deserved? And what stuff do you think maybe did better than it probably should have? And I'll go first, and this could be controversial, and I want to make sure if Lofty comes to bring it up again. But for me, I went to see the Batman in the theater, and I had a pretty good time with it. But the longer I've been since then, and having watched it again, it's not a very good movie.
No.
No, it's not.
It's 3 days too long. That's what
Yes.
it is.
It's a movie too long. There you go.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
recycle the same sets over and over again. Every third time he's going back to the club and stuff like that. I agree.
Yeah.
What irritated me the most about the Batman was all of the Riddler's kills were intimate. It was personal. He was there in the room. But at the end of the day, it was all to flood Gotham. All of a sudden, it expanded out to this supervillain plot instead of something a little bit more intimate. And it just, nothing of that third act rang true to me whatsoever compared to what they were setting up. I think it loses all hope after the car chase scene. That car chase scene is pretty good.
Yeah.
With the Batmobile. The Batmobile is fucking rad, dude. I'm not,
Yeah, it
no
was.
joke. That is a really cool looking Batmobile. And what they do with it. And I guess they're doing another one.
Yeah.
I don't know how they fumbled that movie so hard because I did really like the tone it was going for. I
Yeah.
liked that Paul Dano was in there as the Riddler. I thought that was genius casting. Didn't mind Colin Farrell as Penguin too. That was a surprise. But then, what the fuck was Robert Pattinson doing in there? I did not buy him for a moment, even as a young Bruce Wayne. Didn't like. Oh my God, what's her? Lenny
you
Catwoman.
Don't you dare talk bad about Robert Pattinson. That's my
Cat-
boy.
Catwoman too. You could take her out of the entire movie, and it still would.
It
flow
would
how
work
it was.
better
Yeah,
if anything, right? But I thought she was a terrible casting choice.
Mhm.
And the whole thing, it was really oddly paced. It felt like it wasn't sure of itself, especially once you get into that last act, and then there starts to be some women power messaging, which came out of nowhere. I don't understand the hype. I don't understand the hype.
There's also class and race warfare
Oh,
mixed in there
thank
as well.
you for reminding me. Yeah.
But I didn't see. This is what I didn't understand, and then I'll let everybody else talk. But and maybe someone else can help me out with this. But I didn't understand the casting of Colin Farrell just to put him in 8 hours of makeup to make him
that's
look like
weird.
the Penguin.
Well, they've done that with other actors though before.
Well, if you look
Sorry.
at if you bring up this actor, his name is Richard Kind. He was in Spin City, a TV show. He looks just like what they dressed him up
He does.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I'll pull that up.
So
Yeah,
might
if
as
you
well
just
just
want to look at
also-
disgusting
he's
fat slob. You could have cast Russell Crowe in the role, and he
Exactly,
would
yeah.
yeah.
just
As
put a
long as
nose
he's
on
not
him.
singing. As long as he's not singing, I think he'd have been fine. Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm gonna be the guy and bring it on, but and I'm not gonna be doing a BA here, but
Oh,
I
come
turn
on.
it's a Batman movie. I turn off the brain. I'm not there to watch objectively. I'm just there to be entertained, and that's I like the movie, but like yeah, it has lots of flaws, but I just turn off my brain and watch it because it's Batman, and that's me being subjective. But so like I mean,
Yeah.
um,
That's
I
fine with
get
that.
it.
I mean,
It's easy to pick apart, but
I'm with you, Gooch. Like, I enjoyed it when I saw it in theaters, but I've never gone back to it. I really
I
felt
haven't
it
either.
was just dragged out way too long. I think it could have easily been 2 hours, maybe even, but it felt like I was in the theater forever watching the movie, and I didn't care. I just didn't care to go back to redigest it.
Oh, that's the
Um,
hypochondriac from Scrubs.
Yeah.
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 he's
yeah,
also on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
yeah. Yeah, he
Um,
is.
I think with Batman, like I don't know why they always have to get Catwoman in there. They could have just had Batman. Like it's year one. It's supposed to be a reflection on Batman. Like you see the faults he has. Like he's not perfect yet. He's still trying to become a perfect detective.
Mhm.
I think you could have just had focused on that instead of having Catwoman because like that piece was not needed. It really wasn't. I think he could have focused more on him and the Riddler and the Penguin and expand on that a little bit more and dive deeper into that and how he learns about the darkness of the inner cities of Gotham and especially in the gallows. So I mean, I think that's the direction you should have gone with. But they always want to have that Catwoman involved and all these other villains involved.
Well, it
And
was
it's
like
just like,
they were really purposely setting it up so that there would be sequels, right? That's why we got that
Mhm.
yeah,
stupid Joker thing at the very end after the credits. And then even Penguin was in there pointlessly, but he got his spin-off show, right? But it didn't even know what to do with the characters it introduced. Like again, Paul Dano, Riddler, I don't know how you fumble that. That's such that's dream casting right there for that role. I don't know how you messed that up. It's such an easy slam dunk.
mm-hmm.
I also
That
think Zoe Kravitz is overrated.
I
At
was
that
about
time,
to
she
say,
was
like,
yeah.
to Ripped Gooch's point, like we haven't had a sexy Catwoman since Michelle Pfeiffer. Just think about that for a moment. And Zoe
I mean, Halle
Kravitz.
Berry worked that weird outfit in
Oh
that
my
terrible
god,
film.
that was-
Come on.
dude!
Well-
Catwoman the movie is like cult-worthy status comedy. 100%. Holy shit! But
Well,
yeah, she
even,
was pretty hot in that.
Anne Hathaway, I thought I
I couldn't stand her.
I
Yeah.
couldn't stand her
either.
as Catwoman.
Yeah.
You're right. Michelle Pfeiffer was a really good Catwoman.
Did you? Has
Um,
anybody here seen the background or the behind the scene footage of when she, in Batman Returns, whips off the mannequin heads?
I
Oh
think I
my-
have.
Oh,
Yes.
Zach's, you're muted,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'll try to find it.
Yeah, try to find it because it is a fantastic performance because she actually did that in one take, and she actually did whip off the heads of those mannequins.
She got a standing ovation for it too.
Oh yeah,
For
and
the
that's
crew.
very rare on like for a crew to do. Is to give a standing ovation even when it's called cut. It's a fantastic little behind the scenes clip.
See, they haven't really made a good, in my opinion, a good Batman movie besides the first Batman with Michael Keaton, which I really enjoyed. But like Jack Nicholson's great, but I don't look at the Joker that way. That's like the old, 50s, 60s Joker style.
Caesar
Do you
Romero.
not rate then like the Dark
Caesar-
Knight and Batman, whatever the first one, Batman the first one?
Batman.
Yeah.
Batman Begins.
The 89,
Batman,
Batman 89.
that's
What's
better
wrong
to you
with
than-
Batman and Robin? What's wrong with Batman and Robin?
Oh God!
Oh, dude. Oh, here it is. Oh my God. Pay attention, everybody. This is a master class.
This is how it's done, people.
Yes. There's no sound, dude.
just
when
have one
actors
question.
actually had to do things.
Yep.
I have one
Yeah.
question. How does she pee in that suit? I need to know.
cares?
Doesn't.
Who cares?
Right.
So hot. Hold it, baby. Or just let
Save
it
it
rip.
for
I
me
don't know.
afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm in the forest. I'm right by the dryer.
Josh.
Oh, does Josh
Um,
like the Batman?
Josh loves the Batman. Sorry,
Oh
Josh.
no, Josh,
Yeah.
come on.
I feel like we need
Be
Cynic
better.
on to defend it because like Cynic
Yeah.
likes the Batman. I have no particularly strong feelings either way for it. I've seen it once. It left almost no impression on me at all. I'm happy not seeing it ever again. I didn't hate it. I just thought while it was just doing 7, which is what it was doing, it's just
Right.
Batman does 7. I thought that's fine. It's okay. Don't mind it. Not particularly feeling Robert Pattinson, but you know that's probably Twilight prejudice that's coming in. And it only really fell apart once you got 4chan nerds flooding a city, which was just very silly. But
Yes.
otherwise, I just take it or leave it. I'm not overly exercised by that film.
Mm.
Yeah, I've seen it
Yeah.
once, and I think I'm leaving it at that.
Your
Yeah.
reviews.
I
very balanced,
liked
thought.
it. I liked it, but again, I'm being biased because I'm a Batman nut. So I like.
on.
It's one of those things I'm just
So
going to enjoy.
what about it? What about it? Does it make you go, okay? I don't. You know, I understand the flaws in it, but I still like it. Is just because Batman?
Yeah, it's just because it's Batman. I'm being honest.
Well,
'cause
what
this is
about
just the
okay? So
Batman-
what about Batman and Robin?
I was about to say, yeah. Did you just like
that
that
is-
because it's Batman?
I try to watch it, and it's just like it's not Batman. It's just some kind of
Oh man,
parody.
I
of it.
love
It's
I
a-
love that movie as a kid. I was just
Me
gonna
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Same here. I
it's
still
almost
like
like
that
a
movie.
parody
Still fun.
when that Batman and Robin. And I just like this is not even a movie. Like Batman at least has a feel to it. Like you feel like you're in Gotham, and it's got somewhat of a feel to it. It's gritty, and like when you watch. I mean, I read The Dark Knight Returns. It like Frank Miller when he brought that series out, like that changed the game, and so like everyone's trying to bring that, like especially what's his name there, Burton.
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, when he did the original, I'm like, that's cool, but it's to me it was like over the top. It reminded me of Batman the Animated Series, if anything, the way he did the city. I liked the Batman, the feel, the grittiness, like the Penguin,
Yep.
more of the
tone was great.
mafia feel to it. Like that, I like that because that's what Batman's all about. He's actually a detective. Like he's
Oh,
the world's greatest detective. So watching that movie, I
Josh.
objectively, it's not that great, but
I will give
Hey-
you that. Like Gotham actually plays a part finally since '89. I didn't feel like Gotham played a part in the Christopher Nolan trilogy too much,
No,
but
not at
with,
all.
no.
yeah, but with the Batman, it really felt like it was a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy that aspect of it. It was really
'Cause in
gothic
Gotham-
nature.
Because in Gotham, like when you're walking Gotham, it's like it's an unsafe city. It's when you go in certain areas of Gotham, you go around a corner and it's like you're getting robbed. You know, like it's like that's how I felt in that movie. Other movies, I felt it was just too Hollywood. Like it's just like, especially the Nolan movie. I didn't even like. It felt like they were in L.A. Like it wasn't even Gotham.
It was
It's
too
just like,
clean.
yeah,
Way too
very
clean.
clean.
Yeah. Hey, I feel you, Gooch. I mean, I turn my brain off when I watch Man of Steel, so I get you. I get it.
Somebody
else
please,
turns on,
somebody
though.
please clip
All
that. Naughty said, "I feel you." Gooch."
I feel you, Gooch.
I agree.
Yeah, right.
I thought that was done right. The Gotham as a character. The first 10 minutes I liked a lot. The tone I thought was good.
Yeah.
The sets were fine. His costume was okay. It's overpowered. Like it was. It's like magic. Well, it's plot armor basically is what he was wearing, and there's no rhyme or reason explained to us for how that would work and how sometimes it didn't work. But for me, what drove me nuts, especially after the fact, was people keep saying this is the greatest detective version of Batman. This guy is the worst detective I've ever seen. Like, I like mysteries and thrillers and detective stories, like not TD4, but the first detective was a good detective story. But this was not. Like they missed everything. Like day one stuff you'd learn and training. They missed like the evidence they got for this. That they first found was the pictures of all these couples going out of the club, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll see if I can get a picture of it. It'll help me.
You know what else was killer while you're looking for that?
Yeah.
Was Michael Giacchino's score. That was a killer score. The soundtrack to the Batman.
I liked
Am I-
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I can remember that movie is when I don't know what he was doing, but he took a dive and hit a truck, and I laughed really loud. Everybody was so serious in the theaters. I laughed really loud, embarrassed myself. There's a scene where he's like using some bat ability, and he like misses his cue and like slams right into a car or a truck. Okay, I'm just.
I don't remember that. Yeah, I'm
don't
racking my
remember
brain
that
for this, and I do not remember.
Yeah.
You sure this is the Batman you're thinking of?
Yes, I'm 100% sure because I was very surprised that they just didn't let Batman be so clean with everything, in a sense, get away and be able to do physical abilities in this movie. And I swear to you, there's a scene, I don't know if it's a truck or something, where he misses something and he slams right into the car, into the concrete. Josh remembers it.
Oh
That
yeah,
sounds
yeah,
right.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that part. Yeah.
And I laughed so loud. I was like, all right, we're not making sure Batman can do everything at this point because it's year one.
Yeah, it's year one.
Learning curve is good. I think that's something they could have worked with this. But he was like a passenger basically. He went from place to place, and he would be given more information, but he never actually solved any real clues. Of course, the fourth act is ridiculous. But okay, this will work. This is the stuff they got off the USB drive. There was all the photos of these people with their ladies of the night leaving the club, and it stuck with me because what would you ask as an investigator looking at this information? And it's here we go, got it. Helps if I have a picture for it for sure. Here we go. So you get all these photos of these people, and like, what would you ask? Let's say Nadia, what would you want to know when you get emailed these photos?
I would want to know why her face looks like that.
There's that,
Also,
yeah.
where she's going with that guy. She doesn't seem to be comfortable being next to him, and who that guy is.
Right. What else?
Who's behind him, too, in the leather jacket.
Where is this taking place? Why
Yeah.
are they all wearing the same outfit? The girls.
Where are these
it's
pictures
the
being
same
taken
girl,
from?
though. Oh, what angle this picture's been? Yeah.
Who took these pictures?
Who took these pictures and from where? And it was the Riddler from his own apartment. And
Was it really?
yes, it
Yeah.
was. And so,
no.
like, anyone day one's going, where'd these come from? Like, you could see maybe it's hack surveillance, but it wasn't. It was just his window. The same window
Oh,
he used.
no.
Right. And they just never thought to look where these pictures come from. And that's like day one shit, right? And no one thought of that.
So Zax would be a better Batman than
100%.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. Be a shitty Bruce Wayne, though, probably.
Yeah.
Don't
out him.
Some of that stuff was just it got to me the more I thought about it after, because people were saying, no, he's a great detective, I like this version. Like, no, he's a horrible detective. And then we got stuff like this. It's not as bad, but like, if you're Alfred, who opens this package?
Right.
Alfred, clearly.
Yeah.
Military trained, right? He's got all this experience.
Yeah.
He's the dad / bodyguard for Bruce Wayne, and he gets this, which is, by the way, illegal. He should go to jail for this. You can't open someone else's mail, Alfred. But who opens this package without even checking it first? It's all these people do stupid stuff, and then something else can happen. That's all it was. And he just teleports around the city, and sometimes his armor works perfectly, sometimes it doesn't. And this stuff just drove me nuts. And I did a second watch to see, like, why is this bugging me so much? And it was even worse after that. And Catwoman is not unnecessary. Her stupid line about him being white privileged was like, okay, it was tacked on. It wasn't as bad as it could have been, but it wasn't necessary. And watching him and her on their souped up bikes in broad daylight was weird to
Oh
look
my
at too.
god, that was so gay.
I
That was the gayest ending.
Again, it's one of those movies I turn off my brain just to watch Batman.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's a good movie. I just
That's fair. No,
Batman.
you can acknowledge
Yeah.
that there's problems with
Right.
it. So
There is.
Yeah.
I could pick it apart, like just like Zach's. Like all the Batman movies, the only thing that was good out of all the Batman movies was Heath Ledger. Like just when like you think it was an okay Joker, you watch it again, you're like, holy shit, that's a great Joker. He does the Joker almost perfect. He's like really, really good at portraying the Joker, and it's too bad that he's gone because I think he could have done some fantastic roles doing the Joker later on because it was excellent. Joker was always
back, right? And then
because
he passed away. So
and because the Joker is always like 10 steps ahead of Batman. Like he's everyone, like he's unpredictable, he's chaotic, he's you don't know what he's going to do, but he's actually extremely brilliant, and he's like always knows what's going to be happening next. Like he's just a fantastic villain. Yeah, I love he's one of my favorite characters of all time. So
yeah, his Joker was it was like Tom Watts meets punk rock.
Oh,
yeah. Like if you watch like an old Tom Watts like interview, dude, the cadence, everything is hijacked for the Joker, and then mix that in with just pure anarchy. It's just, man, that was a fantastic watch from start to finish. Like you found yourself at the end of Dark Knight kind of understanding the Joker to the point where you're like, wait, am I rooting for the Joker right now?
right. Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
wait a minute. Like I shouldn't be rooting for him. He shouldn't be making this much sense to me, but he kind of does. I found that a fascinating character deep dive. The Dark Knight really wasn't a Batman movie. It was more of a Joker movie.
Joker movie,
dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
As soon as that screechy sound came in on the scene and you knew he was going to pop up, you're just like, oh my God, I can't wait. I can't wait for the next scene to happen.
So fun fact with that movie, the hospital that blew up is an old candy factory that closed down in Chicago. And there's 2 buildings in it, and they exploded one of them. I actually got to shoot a different film in the second one, guerrilla style. They actually had leftover barrels in that building because they're condemning it anyway there. So you would like walk through and you would just see barrels of gunpowder just sitting there.
Oh, nice. Did you find like Joker cards anywhere?
No.
Oh, bummer.
oh,
cool.
that would've
Find
been
the other
awesome.
half of Two-Face's face.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on from that Batman. That was, I think it got too much praise for me.
Way too much. Way
way
too
too
much.
much
Yeah.
praise.
Way too much, yeah.
You
I
can
think
still
it-
like it. I love the car chase. I thought that was a great scene.
Fantastic
I think
scene.
It's a mid movie, but I think the problem is the last 10, 20 years we've gotten shit after shit. So thus anything that's kind of mid, we elevate it to being such an amazing movie. And then when we finally digest it, we're like, actually, it's all right. Like you can like bad movies, don't get me wrong. You can enjoy. My husband loves The Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds, but he can
What?
acknowledge
Oh,
that
boy.
it's
What?
a bad movie. He
Oh,
can
boy.
acknowledge it's a bad movie, though.
You guys are still married?
No. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right. I mean, it does benefit by comparison. I was just taking a look through the list of stuff, like the biggest by box office from 2022, and that was a bad year. You got Wakanda Forever, Multiverse of Madness, Avatar: Way of Water, Jurassic World Dominion, The Batman, Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Adam came out in 2022, Lightyear came out in 2022, Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. This Morbius came out in 2022. That's an underrated film.
You have also like Bullet Train, which I thought everybody hyped up was underrated.
That
Also
was
the
on my
Gray-
underrated list, actually.
Oh,
The Gray
okay.
Man 2 is another one that's underrated. I think everybody hyped up coming off of Endgame with the Russo brothers, and I don't think it landed as much as it was hyped up to be. Chris Evans' mustache.
I think the best
That-
movie of 2022 so far is Top Gun Maverick and Northman.
Yeah.
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 But we were hurting so much for decent entertainment. that we-
Sisu.
Yeah, Sisu.
Yeah.
horror really was pretty good in 22. They had Speak No Evil, we had Piggy, we had Pray for the Devil. There was some pretty good horror for 2022.
There was.
Everybody-
Yeah,
You
'cause
also had
2022 was
Halloween Ends though, which is
Okay, we don't
was
talk
dragging
about
the genre
Halloween.
down.
Okay,
Ends.
yeah.
We don't talk about
Copa,
Halloween Ends.
Copa, me and you were talking about a movie the other day. Do you remember what was that movie? It was an underrated movie of 2022.
All Quiet on the
Remember
Western
one-
Front? Were we talking
No,
about
no. You know, we were talking about it. We were going to bring it up tonight.
that? Oh man.
Um,
Yeah. Was it about the girl?
yes.
She goes to a big
Uh,
city,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. She wants to be a songwriter, and
Yeah.
she joins a bar, and it's called Coyote Ugly.
Coyote Ugly, yeah.
Oh,
Coyote
God.
Ugly.
Of course.
I should have known.
I need to finally
Of
fucking
course.
watch this movie. I'm doing it this weekend. I'm
Nailed
finally
it.
gonna watch this movie.
You can throw us.
Coyote Ugly's awesome.
Yes.
Most
I'm gonna-
underrated movie ever.
I'm watching it this weekend. Finally, that's it. I'm just gonna right
Watch
after
it.
Dune 2. Yeah.
It's worth it.
Have
So
you-
this is a
it's
shot
not-
of him shooting him out of his apartment window. So he is.
Oh, yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
Nadia, give me
Yeah.
one. Good or bad, underrated, overrated, whatever. Games.
Underrated. I'm gonna say for horror, Skinamark. That was a awful fucking movie. I don't know why everybody hyped it up. Bex, did you see it?
I didn't see it because Skinamarink.
Skinamark. Thank you.
Skinamarink. Skinner.
Yeah.
It sounds like skid marks.
Skinner.
Stupid
does sound
title,
like-
stupid movie. Okay, everybody hyped it up as I think it was on Variety's like #1 list for horror
It
movies, and
was,
it
yeah.
is dumb. It is dumb. It's just a visual, just somebody who decided to visually clip scenes together and have spooky voices and have no story to it, and makes you really. It makes me not want to watch that movie again. That's what it makes me want to do. So yes, that's one that I think everybody hyped up
Okay.
that did not pay off. Video games. I play good video games, so I don't have one. I said Call of Duty because I think Call of Duty overall is overrated, but
You know what? I'm going to agree with that Modern Warfare 2 remake. That shit was fucking terrible.
yeah.
How dare they? How dare they? But you know what? I will give them it spawned some funny ghost memes. So
Yes.
I'll give them that.
Oh, and sexy ghost TikTok videos.
Oh,
too.
yeah. Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started.
Oh. Okay. Never mind.
But yes, this movie is lame. I don't recommend it for anybody. It's not going to make you think. It's just going to make you want to throw your TV out the window. Just like how Saltburn did that for me.
I think Horror
Ooh.
Amarada watched it,
Oh.
and I was just like, "Oh, she hated it. I'm not gonna fucking bother."
Yeah. So that's probably one of my picks for overrated on
Okay.
it. What's good? I really like Speak No Evil, but that they're remaking it for the Western audience, which I don't understand why.
The whole movie was basically in English. I don't understand that either.
I mean, I know the guys have really heavy accents, but put subtitles on like all of us do anyway. Speak No Evil is really I don't want to ruin it for everyone,
That's
but
creepy.
it's creepy.
It's very good.
traumatic, I would
Mhm.
say. It plays off in the end, and you really will want to watch something a little bit happier
Is that Dawn?
afterwards. Yeah. No, you need to less hair, and then it's
Okay.
yeah. So I highly, this is like one of the movies from 2022 I highly recommend, especially to any horror fans to check out.
Oh my god, even just as a non-horror fan,
Mhm.
it's so worth it. You really don't see that ending coming. It's paced really nicely. It's got it masters
Awkwardness.
tension quite
Oh
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you've ever been in a social setting where you feel uncomfortable speaking your mind about how somebody is talking to you or their body language, and you're raised to, you don't really say this will make you think about maybe speaking your mind in social settings a little bit more.
especially as a parent more than
Yep.
anyone else, I would say. Yeah.
Oh,
Very good movie. Very good movie. Yeah.
I think Josh is requesting a Saltburn clip, which is kind of strange.
Ugh.
I feel
No,
like he
don't
wants
do
that.
it. Don't
No.
do
I feel like
it.
he wants.
Oh, cool. The moment I come back.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Also, I
Perfect
want to say underrated was Talk to Me. I feel everybody hyped that horror movie up. I don't think it paid off as much as people
Oh,
Yes,
really?
hyped it
Nadia.
up to me.
Yes, Nadia.
And
Yes.
I really liked X, and Pearl, and I'm excited for
Pearl,
the,
yeah.
the last one coming out this year. So
Maxine, I think it's called.
Yeah,
yeah.
Maxine.
Yeah.
So
If she ever gets out of jail,
Did you
right?
say
Or did they finish?
underrated or overrated?
which one?
Or talk to me.
Overrated.
Talk to me. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
overrated.
Yeah, it's
Why?
overrated.
Why is it overrated?
Because-
It was pretty. You could tell where the story was going. I don't think they did anything new, and I would have liked a little bit more lore going on with the hand, at least a little bit more.
There's
So I
sequel
understand.
coming. There you go.
I don't. No, I'll pass. I'm good. I'm good.
To me, the ending, like it fell off at the end. The last act, it
Yeah.
just fell off. I think they missed an opportunity, and I've mentioned this in other streams with UVEX especially. I actually, Nadia, you were there too, where they could have capitalized on just one villain, like
Yep.
one antagonist, and you could have had 10 movies after that, like a Freddy Krueger kind of, demon or something, whatever. But it lost me in the last act. The acting was great. I was curious about the foot sucking and everything was just like threw me right off. I was just like, okay, that's
Stop,
creepy,
you're
but
turning me
apparently-
on.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're children,
but yeah,
Cope, but children sucking feet. Hold on.
but the
Wait, what?
last act of
You
that
sick
movie
fucks.
just fell flat.
Also, one thing I want to mention too, Bullet Train, stylized, really cool looking. Story fell flat. I don't think it really went anywhere. I think the marketing just played off of how stylized and that Asian.
I thought Bullet Train was a neato action film. To be
Yeah,
honest,
I
with you.
think that was the
Mhm.
point of Bullet Train. To be honest, it didn't.
I was
need a
bored.
plot.
Yeah.
You were bored. What?
Wow,
I was bored.
that's interesting.
I was
It
bored.
was like
Sorry.
it was like a hyperactive
Oh.
Snatch.
We have
Right.
Lofty incoming, guys. We have Lofty incoming.
I've never seen Guy Ritchie films, so
What? What?
What? You need to watch Snatch and Lock, Stock, if anything.
I
Oh,
know.
and
Yeah.
The Covenant. I'm
Covenant,
sorry,
yes.
Guy Ritchie's The Covenant.
Oh wait, I think I've seen one Guy Ritchie film.
If you say
Aladdin
Rock and
was
Roller, I'm
technically a Guy Ritchie film.
no.
I've seen Aladdin.
Hold on.
Oh, Sherlock Holmes. That's the one I was thinking.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
that's no. You
And
got
Yeah,
Lock,
that's
Stock, and Snatch are like the essential Guy Ritchie films that you
Yeah.
definitely have to watch.
I think we attempted to
Snatch
watch,
being the top.
I think
Yeah.
we attempted to watch Snatch because it's one of Chris's favorite, and I fell asleep. So I'll give it another try.
Oh, especially the boxing scenes
Are we-
with One Punch
are we
Mickey. Holy shit!
Are we talking 2022 for right now, or
We are.
go by
Oh,
year?
No, we're
Up until-
talking. We're
from
talking
then
year
till now.
2000.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up,
That's all I got. Move
Jay?
on.
You got
Yes,
one, Jay?
sir. Yeah, I got a couple. The one movie that I really enjoyed was Everything Everywhere All at Once. I really enjoyed. I love that
Still
movie.
haven't seen that.
It's
That one
good.
surprised. That one snuck up on me. I like. It's just a different movie. The acting's incredible. The writing's great. Jamie Lee Curtis is fantastic in it.
For
and
bullshit
think you would-
multiverse movies, it's good.
yeah, it does
I
it
think
well.
you would like it.
I think it's overhyped, to be honest with you. But
Really.
it's still good.
That's the
yeah,
vibe I was getting from it.
Yeah, because
too.
it won Best Picture, dude. I
Well-
think it's best.
Well, I
It won
mean,
Best Picture, so it's overhyped. God
Well,
damn it.
yeah.
yeah. I don't look at the awards things. I don't care. But
Well,
that
I
one
don't really
snuck
care
up
about
on me.
awards either. But if we're talking overhype, winning Best Picture is overhyping it.
that movie.
Because they were all non-whites. There you go. That's
That's
why.
that's why I said it was going to win, because all the Stop Asian hate. Oh my God, Stop Asian hate just skyrocketed that movie into right into Best Picture. I called it from a mile away.
Bex, I would put money on it. I think you would like it.
It's good.
I'll check it out eventually. It's just like
fun.
it's one of those movies where it's just like I'll watch it, but there's no driving need for me to watch it.
Vex, you ever seen the music video for Turn Down for What?
Yes.
So the Daniels directed that, and they directed Everything Everywhere All at Once, and it's pretty much 2 hours of that music video. Yeah, it's like it
Sounds
gets
awesome.
exhausting. Yeah, it gets exhausting after a while. At least for me.
I feel a headache coming on just thinking about it.
No,
there's some
you'd like
interest-
it.
There's some interesting things that happen in that movie, editing wise, like when she switches. So the daughter can switch through multiverses because she's looking for her mother, essentially. She's the villain of the piece, and she could switch through multiverses looking for the lead character's name is Evelyn. And when she does that, she just kind of cocks her head, and it switches realities, and it's a very interesting editing piece that happens there. So, Lofty.
Hi, Lofty.
Hi. Sorry about the late appearance. I did not realize how late my other stream would go.
Oh my God, Tifa's way too covered up, dude.
Oh, I just talked about that for about 2.5 hours. I hate that I had to do that, but it was necessary.
No, do it. Give us the gist of what's happening with
Oh
that.
my God. Well, I'm retweeting your link right now. I'm just saying that I'm on with you guys.
Thanks, man.
And
Always late
gist,
to the party.
yeah, no, I'm usually on time for streams. I just lost track of time. But the gist is that people are upset that Final Fantasy VII Remake was censored for a grand total of like 3.5 seconds of the game, and people are so upset that it's causing like people to have meltdowns and call everybody shills for buying it and for playing it. So I guess Critical Drinkers is a shill, you know, Az is a shill. I'm a shill. We're woke. We're supporting the woke agenda. We're supporting censorship. All this stuff.
You're not.
Wait,
Everybody's
does the censorship have anything to do with the actual gameplay?
No, it's a
I
flashback.
understand.
Okay, so then so it has the okay. People
Stop
are-
I'm
covering up
telling
my
you-
boobs, Nadia. Why do you want to take
Just-
away my boobs?
It's just, you know, it's a niche Twitter community or the terminally online people who've never touched grass. They need
or
to
boobs apparently.
they need to slay a dragon every day of the week. And if the dragon is the size of a grasshopper, they shrink themselves down to the size of a grasshopper so they can like pretend that it's like a demonic fight. They're fighting a demon. Literally, that's what happens. That's what these people do. They fake outrage 24/7.
Okay, devil's advocate. When
Well,
you say that
sometimes the outrage
some of these
is
people are
deserved, but-
well, some of these people are claiming, and maybe rightfully so, that it's just okay. This is just another notch in the censorship belt.
Another notch. It's probably the least significant notch. It's like a size of a paperclip. Like
Yeah,
maybe in the history of video games, it's the least censored thing I've ever seen in my life. So I guess it's a notch if you want to call it that. It's a paper cut.
I guess
You're
the
right.
important question is like, is it compensated for by tits everywhere else in the
yep.
game, or is it?
Oh, yeah,
The
that's a good
trade-off is we get booba all over the place in Rebirth, and the other trade-off is when you beat the game, you can unlock alternate costumes, and apparently you can play the entire game in their bikinis. The
Yeah, I saw
entire
that.
game.
Yeah.
Oh,
doesn't
okay,
sound
well-
very sensory to me.
Doesn't sound very sensory,
that
does it?
doesn't. Yeah, it
Doesn't sound like
sensory at all.
something a woke ESG company would do, does it? And that's just one example, by the way.
Isn't Tifa like 15 years old though? On
Yep,
top of
that's
all
another-
Yeah,
that?
but
that's
look,
another-
Vex, I was 15 when she was 15, so she's like 41.
Oh, we're
now.
using AJ logic. Okay.
Yes, AJ logic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
it's fucking-
It's
Anyway,
also
that-
the Vorsh defense, isn't it? It's like I know that these people in my folder look like they're 12, but in the lore they're 3,000-year-old dragons, so it's
Yeah.
absolutely
Bro.
fine to get them rogered
She
by
just-
horse cog.
You know
She
what
just
somebody
jumped
told
into
me?
my van asking for candy. I don't know what happened.
The most common defense that I saw was that she was 15 in 1997, so she's in her 40s now. That's the most common. She's the
Hello?
same-
That's not really how it works.
That's not
though,
how
is
it works,
At
no.
all.
Not at all. Not at all. It's funny though.
you know what?
Laugh.
I do have to say, it's kind of weird. Like, I used to enjoy career opportunities just because of Jennifer Connelly when she would ride the horse, and now
You say
I post
queer
the-
opportunities or career opportunities?
Yeah, queer opportunities.
Okay.
And now I post the gift, and I like feel kind of weird because she's like 17, 18 in that movie.
Oh.
I think. And I'm like, I feel kind of weird about this, but I was 8 when that came out, so
Fair.
technically, I don't know if it's weird. Oh, whatever, I'm posting it.
No, I get you because I think most girls in my generation had a crush on young Leonardo DiCaprio during the Titanic
Yes.
age, and now when I think about it, I'm just like, oh, he was. Now that I'm a 32-year-old woman,
Was he-
I'm-
how old was he?
Yeah, like I didn't know the term for it back then, but he was a twink.
yeah, no, he definitely was. He definitely was,
He totally was. Yeah.
but couldn't help
He
it.
was
I
Gilbert Grape.
I was like 7
he was
or
a
8 when that
retard.
movie
He was a
came out.
retarded twink.
Yeah. And I don't know. I had a crush on Tifa when I was a kid. Like I played that game when I was like 12.
Duh.
Tifa,
Yeah.
and then also around the same time, I was discovering my waifus for the first time. Android 18, Bulma.
Jesus Christ. Who let
you know,
this guy on? Who let the fucking weave on?
You know what I mean? And then Kate Beckinsale from Underworld was probably my first like movie crush. One of the first, but you know what
I
I mean?
can see it.
Good
I can see
pick.
it.
Good
Yeah.
pick.
So that's how that works. How's everybody here? What did you
We're
guys
good. We're good.
Well, we talked Dune.
accomplished?
Talk about how Batman sucks. The Batman sucked.
Don't get him started,
Okay.
Copa.
I know what's on Copa's overrated list.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
it
it
can't.
was
Oh, it
2021.
can't be. It was 2021. Sorry, I can't bring
Yeah.
up Dune.
Yeah. Did you see Doom Part 2 though?
I will. I will watch Dune. Look,
I did.
Look, all's fair. I don't think Dune is bad. I don't think it is the gold standard excellent fucking film that people make it out to be. It's just mid. It's okay. It's a solid
That's
6 out of
fair.
10.
I actually just finished watching part 2 before I came on this stream, and because I had the similar-ish thoughts for part 1, which is like it's objectively very well made, but
Right,
quite
exactly.
sparse and empty, and there's not a huge amount going on, and I don't really care about the characters, much like the book, which is not very strong on character either. I'd say part 2 kind of elevates it, and given that it's not, I don't want to get into this debate, but it's not a strict sequel in the sense of being a separate but subordinate self-contained story. It is very much just picking up straight from where we left off. If you
Right.
watch them as one self-contained unit and a continuous story, which is how they're designed to be anyway, part 1 becomes, I think, better in hindsight.
Better in hindsight.
So
That-
this
that-
is what I was
that-
looking forward to as well. Is watching part 2. It was going to retroactively fix part 1 because
I can confirm. Wait, you didn't see it yet, right, Copa?
no, I haven't watched it yet. I will watch it
Well,
this weekend.
I can confirm exactly what Platoon just said because I feel that part 1, in retrospect, feels like a prologue to me, and it doesn't even really feel like a whole movie. At the time I watched it, I loved it, but now if I cannot think to separate the two parts. To me, it's all one thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but see,
and-
if
and
you think about it this
better
way,
and
Lofty, when
really
it
fucking
first
good.
came out, they had no idea that the part 2 was coming out. They didn't get greenlit until a month after it
Right.
was released. So when you first watched Dune Part 1, you're essentially watching a 2-hour prologue with 20 minutes of story. And then the rest of it,
Yeah,
and that's the
but-
thing with
but the
Denny
prologue did
Denny
have to be fair.
Villeneuve is that he is a technically
Well done,
excellent.
Copa.
What?
You were close.
Oh, thank
were
you.
close.
Oh, yeah, Villeneuve, and he's a technically sound director. Don't get me wrong, but he is so overrated. It's not even funny.
I think
And
that the problem is it's sort of story pacing, right? So like if you
Yeah.
moved a lot of the content from part 2 toward the end of part 1 and you actually balanced content out a bit more, then overall the entire thing would be much improved because you wouldn't
Well-
have this long, relatively empty stretch and then all of a sudden, holy fuck, everything is happening. And actually you kind of lose some things which are important with the pace that part 2 picks up to.
I also think that Denny pays attention to the grander scale of things, but he misses the very small, unique details that will fully flesh out his characters. And I think
I can see
Paul's
that.
he's a very one-dimensional character. And then on top of that, he never this book and Paul has been pilfered and plundered for years. So he never took the time to look at the cinematic landscape and go, okay, there's been messianic figures since Dune has been released. How do I make sure that my messianic figure is separated from, let's say, Harry Potter or Neo or Luke Skywalker? And he never really
Harry
did
Potter a messianic figure?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. Well,
It would.
Yeah,
I think it's slightly stretching the definition, but then, like,
Because he
no, yeah, you
liberates-
can kind of
he
see.
liberates-
Actually, now you mention it, it's slightly closer to a messianic figure than I thought. Yeah, but the answer to that question is you invoke much more of what's happening in the book, and I'm very
Exactly.
studiously avoiding spoilers for part 2. But in the
Please
book,
do.
the subversion for the whole book is words essentially a subversion of the messianic trope. This idea that though Paul is a messianic figure, it's very reluctantly done, and he does large parts of it to try and avoid precisely the future that he sees coming. So he's really trying to avoid being this messianic figure. Whether or not part 2 actually includes any of that, I will leave the viewer to judge for themselves and not spoil it. But that would be the answer to solve that problem you were mentioning with Paul being too generic a messianic figure. He's not generic in that way in the book. Just do more of what the book did.
Yeah, and I would say Zendaya's character in part 1, the direction for her was stare intently, and turn and stare. Like
Zendaya played Zendaya. She didn't.
Zendaya was just
yeah.
there to. I thought for a hot minute that she was trying to sell me perfume at some point, because that's the way it was shot. Was like a perfume ad. Like, and don't get me wrong. Like, I thought there was really good things about Dune. I thought on a technical scale, on a grand scale, it achieved what it set out to do. But
Yeah, I mean,
it's just mid. I think it's so overhyped, and I think it came out in a perfect time with the pandemic, to where we were just hungry for anything that looked relatively good, that just elevated its status to like one of the best sci-fi films of all time. And it's
also that it takes itself seriously, and that's the other thing that makes it really nice by comparison. I think one of the things people resonated with is that it's not a film that's ashamed of itself, or it feels the need to meta joke its way out of the seriousness of its topic. So the film very clearly did not expect the audience to laugh along with it, and it didn't try and satisfy us with like very easy entertainment, which I respect it for. I don't think that's enough to be able to say it's good, because that should be the baseline for any entertainment. But it was remarkable by contrast with everything around it.
Yeah, agreed.
I just think part 1 and 2 combined to me is like it's pretty untouchable. Like it's one of the best science fiction films I think I've ever seen. It's just, that's my opinion. I think it's. I think
but did you think Dune Part 1 was good?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. I
thought it was like one of the best movies,
gave it like
sci-fi movies of all time.
No. I gave it like an 8.5, and I was I was in love with it, but I was like, I need more. Also, there was no big. Kill Bill Volume 1 has multiple. Okay, it has like this. It has this progression into a climax, and even before the climax, which would be the Orenishi fight at the end. But even before that, it has a very entertaining, like just hour long, 30-minute long, massive orgasm of violence. Dune didn't have that for me, and it didn't even have really a climax, and it just that's why I think in retrospect it feels more like a prologue, and I can't separate them. I just think as a whole it's like close to a masterpiece for me. It's pretty it's one of my favorite movies ever. I call it Dune.
I need to jump back in the stream to an earlier part in the same stream.
Movies.
You might call it a prequel. I'm not sure if that counts. But Janet, $2, thank you. Give Copa his boobs.
Yeah, give me my boobs.
Yeah, I got a song for you. It's gonna be loud.
Beta male, not an alpha male. Beta male, yes. Beta male, you beta male, not an alpha male. Beta, what a shame. Mommy's boy. Wait, that's Don's song. Hold on.
I want to say I just recently saw Dune.
It is Don's song.
The first one for the first time a few days ago. I liked it, and anybody who knows me, I hate CGI. I hate the overuse of CGI in a movie, and I felt that this was well done for me. The CGI in Dune, even though it's a sci-fi film, did not take me out of it, and I enjoyed the story. At some times it was slow at some points where I was like, okay, come on, let's get moving with the dialogue. Let's get moving. But visually, I thought it was beautiful, even including the CGI on it. And you have to in that kind of world. That's not something you cannot use CGI for.
Yeah, I'm actually on more or less the same page as you, Nadia, because I saw it for the first time this past week, and I watched it again right before MMM because I really fell in love with it, and I ordered the book. It's coming in April.
Yep. We're reading it together.
Yeah, we're reading it together, but I quite enjoyed it. I like that Paul is a bit of a blank slate because I don't know, for me, watching it twice over now, it's like Paul is not necessarily the character. It's the world that is the character. So I feel like Denny kind of spent more time in trying to explore that, and Paul is just kind of the blank canvas in which we try to experience all the parts of the world of Dune. So I think that's
the thing he awakens into across both the films, but particularly in the book as well, is this idea that actually it's debatable whether he has any agency at all. Which is usually fundamental. If you have a character, the character needs to have agency. But the whole awakening to foresight and the ability to see all of these various branches of the future, but realizing that you're probably bound to one, is one of the things that can make him feel a bit like less of a character overall is precisely because he doesn't actually have the sort of array of choices that you normally expect a protagonist to have.
Yeah.
Very much forced into doing pretty much everything. Forewarning, I suppose. I don't know, forewarning or forearming, whatever, one of the two. The book it's like a completely different experience. It's a really interesting thing about having chosen Denis to
I've
actually
read
do
it
the films.
before.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
it's like because he comes out and says that he doesn't like dialogue in films. He thinks it's an infection
Oh
from
my
television and
God,
theatre.
that
Which,
fucking
to
quote.
be fair, part 2 is actually about as good an advert for that philosophy, better in fact than I was ever expecting it to be, because he can actually pull it off remarkably well. But it's really interesting to compare the styles for both, because the book is so heavy on dialogue and exposition. So if you go in having watched Dune Part 1, even Dune Part 2, and you go into the book expecting something equivalently sparse, don't, because it's just overwhelmed with detail.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're
Noted.
going to take it a couple chapters at a time and then talk about it and then take it a couple chapters at a time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got one of those like nice little like hardcover, and it's all 3 books in one. So I figure I'm probably going to enjoy the first one because I enjoyed. Again, I was dreading watching that film, and I immensely enjoyed it. So I imagine.
I guess if you go in with low expectations, you're going to be surprised by it. But
yeah, that because I watched the '84 one, and I really like wanted to off myself after that. Like, the rare
that makes sense now.
Right, rare time I'm on Robin's channel, and it's for Dune 1984. Like,
I know. It was, dude, they're covering Dune 1984, and I literally was like, oh, thank God I wasn't asked to be on that one.
But that one was like heavy into the politics and the spices trade and all that, wasn't it? The 84. I'm trying to remember that movie.
I still can't believe David Lynch gave up directing Return of the Jedi to direct that. But what I would like to see is Jodorowsky's Dune. If anybody's seen the documentary, that was a fantastic documentary. Jodorowsky almost directed Dune. Yeah, you know what? It's a fascinating documentary about how a project gets greenlit and it could be swept right underneath your feet. And anybody who's been in the industry knows just how damaging that can be to oneself, putting in so much work. But hell yeah, dude, that's me every day getting out of the shower.
You stole your outfit, Copa.
Wow. He did. Like, I'm like, Jana.
I will say, having a special effects and costume background, the costume design in Dune 1, phenomenal. I really liked the choice of coloring and texture with all the costumes.
Yeah, that's all well and fair, but it's still not a really good complete story. It seriously is a 2-hour prologue with 20 minutes of actual story happening.
I found it slow, very, very slow.
It's very slow, and it's fascinating. Don't get me wrong; it is so fascinating to look at. It's not even funny. It's a beautiful picture, but that's Villeneuve and his style.
Villeneuve.
He got a lot of heat for his comments about visual storytelling over dialogue.
Well, he was a fucking idiot French Canadian that said, frankly, I hate dialogue. Dialogue is for the theater and television. I don't remember movies because of a good line.
Yeah, he said a weird thing. He said a really weird
fucking
thing.
idiot.
Quebec people are like that, man. It's just take it
Yes.
If anything, that's going to probably be one of the things that does make these 2 Dune films taken together probably. I think they will always go down as being exceptionally well made and very, very serious films. And again, if you watch them back to back, then overall the experience is a highly enjoyable one. But there's always that question as to where exactly it sits in the pop culture psyche. Does it actually attain a place of much love and affection? Is it immediately memorable in 10 years' time? I don't necessarily think it will be, largely because he takes this approach. I can't think of a single line of dialogue off the top of my head from across either of the 2 films which really stands out as even just kind of vaguely memorable. It's
Desert
just
Power, bro.
Right. If you're talking about pop culture phenomenon status, you got to have the quotable lines. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. What is it that you remember? Like the majority of the films that have attained the inevitable comparison is always going to be Star Wars, right? And the number of memorable lines that come out of Star Wars, which in many ways is a much less serious production, but nevertheless is much more memorable. And it's memorable in large part because of the writing of the dialogue. The "I am your father" scene has been infinitely quotable for the last 50 years for a good reason.
I say we need a bigger boat, and everybody immediately knows what I'm talking about.
Jaws.
Well, however, I read Dune, and I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie. I can't quite remember too many iconic lines of dialogue in the book. There's a lot of narration and monologue. And to be fair, he was adapting a book that is very monologue heavy and not very quotable. I don't know. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
no, I completely agree with that. And I think to the extent that there are flaws with the two films taken together, some parts of it are flaws of the source material it's adapting. It's simply not as innately graspable or even lovable as something like a Star Wars is, for example. But then again, it's sort of your responsibility as a film writer, and you're doing a screenplay and you're writing a script for it. So you do have the opportunity to insert those things, which he chose not to do. And I think it gives the whole thing a very serious and somber tone, which is, it suits it. It's just, it probably means that in 10 years, no one's going to be no one will be quoting it because there's nothing to quote.
Right. I mean, yeah. And even if it goes down as like a cult classic, or like even something more like abstract, like The Revenant, or something like I can't quote a single line from that movie, but I love that movie. Tarkovsky doesn't really have a lot of quotable lines. He's a very beautiful filmmaker.
But I would say Tarkovsky is more of a cult
Terrence Malick
status.
is another one.
Terrence Malick is another cult status director.
He's a very poetic visual filmmaker. It's like I disagree when people say that story and dialogue are like the be all end all of cinema. It's like, not really. You just Wong Kar-wai is a great example. Another good example. A lot of his films are just visual poetry. It's like,
well, it's just like saying Ozu's boring, and it's like, yeah, he could be boring to a lot of people, but at the same time, Ozu is a great filmmaker, and if it locks in on you,
they're not pop culture though. They're not.
Well, and it shouldn't be.
Right.
I'm not saying it should be, and like you said, Tarkovsky, and it's like Tarkovsky is not going to be for everybody. People are going to watch Solaris, and they're going to be bored out of their fucking mind.
Yeah,
they're gonna watch Stalker, and they're gonna be like, "This is fucking bullshit."
Yeah, but like Kubrick has quotable lines, quite a few.
100%.
Because I think he's a very visual filmmaker, but that's probably why he's one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. Or most iconic, because he did the dialogue and the characterizations and the visual poetry and the technical stuff. You know what I mean?
I think because Kubrick, especially for his time, understood that filmmaking, the movies, is the medium that brings all the other arts together. So he knew he was going to have
and music.
Really great. He was going to have really great dialogue in order to hammer these things home. And I think he also understood that characters only need to talk when they need to say something.
Yeah.
He didn't fill the pages with dialogue.
Not everything needs to be like iconic in 100 years. It's like, well, that's why movies are cool. It's like there's a variety of them. there's visual filmmakers, there's dialogue heavy, David O. Russell, very dialogue heavy. Woody Allen, then there's very visual heavy people. There's mixed race people in between. I don't know. I'm kind of tired, guys. I'm just gonna say weird things tonight.
Never tired.
Yeah. Get your energy up.
Is that Lofty saying I'm really tired, so I might do a racism just by accident?
I might just.
Can we just have a racism rant for Zax's channel?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Oh, not yet.
Fex, you go first.
We're on Rumble.
I would say Avatar 2 is overrated for sure.
Oh my god! But, yeah.
Avatar in general is overrated.
Almost as overrated as number one.
Let me get a drink quick. I'll be right back.
A movie that was
one.
the movie that's underrated that I enjoyed was Barbarian.
Ooh, yeah,
dude, come on!
I thought everyone loved it. In all honesty,
fuck that fucking movie's ending. Holy shit! Talk about losing the plot.
My God, you're such a hater, bro. Chill,
dude. Oh my God.
It was good.
Not that ending.
I went
no, that's entirely
good.
No, that third act fell apart so hard, so fast.
Justin Longman, come on.
Hold on.
Justin Longman.
I will slightly concede that the ending does fall apart a little bit.
It does.
Because she does, like, all of a sudden she goes from just being an outright monstrosity to be like, oh, I like you because you're my baby. Like, that's not something that's really in any way explored in the character beforehand. But I would say even with that fall through, it still holds up very well up to that point.
No.
I didn't even. That was one of the movies that surprised me. I did not see that coming when
I did
I felt for the whole Bill Skarsgård's character
Yeah.
was going to be the
Yes,
bad guy.
that's
Like,
the thing.
I
Yeah.
didn't know it was written by one of the guys that was part of the Whitest Kids You Know crew. And
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, dang, you can do things that aren't
That's why you
comedy.
like it. It's Canadian.
No.
We already
Wee.
Did we move on from Avatar already? I just got a drink.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we went on to
Bert,
Barbarian,
you
but we could get back to Avatar.
Yeah.
And how
Nah.
Avatar
worthless
is
it is.
Oh, I.
No,
Oh, there she goes. Old.
I'm okay with it.
To
I
me,
just wanted to say
Avatar
one thing.
is Fern Gully for adults. That's what
Oh,
Avatar
man.
is.
There she
Okay?
is. Miss
I think I
Long
probably
Boobs.
ditched the for adults bit in that, but yeah, otherwise.
Yeah.
But,
Overrated.
if we're picking something that isn't Avatar, Jurassic World Dominion comes out in
Ooh.
2022. Now, I know we are all, mostly at least, of sane minds and good taste, so we all probably hate that film.
Yes.
But that film also made well over $1 billion.
Yes.
And there are lots of people out there who really, really like it, and I fucking hate those people.
Yeah,
They're
well,
really,
point 'em
really
out.
annoying.
Line
and
them
they
up
have no
against
Yeah.
the wall.
I agree. I don't
Jesus.
like them. I normally don't care if somebody doesn't like a movie or likes a movie that I don't like. But with that one in particular, I don't know, Platoon, maybe this is why you said this. Those people are kind of responsible for the misdirect, the further we are just moving further and further away from the original like vibes of the original movie, and people are just they're making more and more crazy action popcorn Tom Cruise level nonsense, globe trotting bullshit. It's so far removed from the original thing, and that's why I don't like those people, because they're like pushing it further in that direction because they keep giving it more money. That's what I don't like. I wish
It's also harder to defend even from their perspective, because the number of comments I got which were saying things like, well, it's just a summer blockbuster, what do you expect? And I think, well, you're talking about something in the Jurassic Park franchise.
Mhm.
Are
Yeah,
you
I
really
remember-
telling me you don't think Jurassic Park is a better film than Jurassic World Dominion?
Yeah.
Most of them will concede it's a better film. So in which case, no, just because it's a summer blockbuster does not mean you can just leave your
Right.
brain at the door.
I mean,
Apply
we-
some critical faculties to this thing.
We used to have summer blockbusters that actually had some fucking thought to it. Like,
Jaws was a summer
Yeah.
blockbuster. It was the
Dude.
original summer blockbuster.
I
Right.
remember exactly
Dude,
where
the-
I was.
the
when I
original
first saw
Jurassic
the first-
Park is a summer blockbuster, and it actually had some subtext to it and some story, and then the dangers of genetically splicing
Yes.
DNA together. Absolutely, like there was still some subtext to it. There's still story and like meat on that bone after like the initial plot. Jesus,
and it was a horror movie. It wasn't just this.
But
Right.
that's the problem with
blob-
Hollywood. It's
blob
all
movie.
nostalgia. It's all nostalgia. They rely on nostalgia.
But
You know
this
what?
is
I
our
would
audience.
turn my brain off too for 2 hours of Chris Pratt in a cowboy outfit on screen. Just saying.
I care more
So-
about the dinosaurs than Chris Pratt.
Now you know what we're saying? You got cut off there by Copa, who stepped all over you.
It's okay. It's okay. I remember exactly where I was when I first saw the first Jurassic Park, and it sat with me as a kid so much. And these movies are dog shit. You
They
go
are.
for there's similar to like Godzilla -1, good mixture of monster versus the human element in the story. That's what the original one to me was. Like these, they don't do that balance. The last three of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And fuck
just-
you,
the
Koba, for
next-
stepping all over me.
The next. Yeah. The new Godzilla has Gareth Edwards and
Yeah.
David Cope, who wrote the first movie. Gareth Edwards doesn't personally bother me as a visual storyteller. I just don't like the movies he's done. I don't think he's ever written any of them, but
Oh,
sorry, Nadia.
It's
there you
okay.
go. You guys
It's
are friends
okay,
now.
Koba. It's all right. I
Platoon.
forgive you.
Still, Nadia loves me, and I love Nadia. Give me a
Aw.
break. We're like brothers
Hey.
and sisters. Jeez.
Mr. Platoon, sir. What movie surprised you in a positive way the last couple of years? One, anything. Could be TV,
Don't
The
say
Whale.
Avatar.
video
Don't say
game.
Avatar.
Brendan Fraser in The Whale.
Arcane.
Yeah, well, Arcane wasn't that 2021? I thought we were going from 2022.
Oh, is it 21? Okay, never mind.
I think that was 2021. Post 2022.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
It's a tricky one. Not seen Edge Runners yet, sadly.
come
Also not seen The Whale yet either. I'd say like there's been one or two things. I'm not saying that these are necessarily excellent. I'm just saying that they are probably better than I was expecting them to be, or at least they introduced me to something which I vaguely enjoyed. A lot of them were Apple TV, so like Silo I thought was surprisingly good.
Yeah, that was good.
Besides the huge dip in the middle where it just becomes mystery box and the rest of it, but the books are actually pretty good as well. They sort of inspire anything that inspires me to go and look at the books gets some marks for me, even if it's like Mortal Engines, which is fucking awful. But I read those books because the ideas were interesting. I've just started. I've seen bits, like a few minutes of. Is it Constellation, which has just come out? That seems pretty interesting.
Yeah, I
It's
watched the first
getting
15
better
minutes.
with every episode. Oh my goodness.
For All Mankind as well also looks quite interesting. So there's been a few sort of. It seems to be doing quite good original science fiction or original science fiction adaptations. If you discard Foundation, which is a complete catastrophe. There's been a few things like that which have been okay. I'm trying to think film-wise though. What's been surprisingly good? I know I've seen Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I think was surprisingly good.
What's so
You
funny?
watch the Northman?
Vex, did you get tickled or something?
No, I'm just thinking like of all the
A good
things like
one,
you
Tetris.
can hear this guy like
Oh, yeah,
deconstruct
Tetris.
all of these movies and everything, and just like Puss in Boots was pretty good though.
It was. It's a really good film.
It caught me off guard. That's all.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it caught me off guard too.
Apple TV just bought Neuromancer. They're going to be making a Neuromancer show out of the books.
Platoon, have you seen The Northman?
I think I started it and it seemed incredibly bleak. And I wasn't in the mood, so I didn't finish it.
No. What about Banshees? Banshees.
Also,
is-
no, that was on my list and has been on my list for about 2 years.
Banshees is good.
Tetris was very good. Again, it's another Apple thing.
I like
think there's anything
Physical
else.
on Apple. That's one of my favorite TV shows that they have.
All
It's a
Quiet
really
on the
well-
Western Front. Have you seen the remake?
I can't imagine that's going to be any better than the original, so I didn't bother.
It's not.
It's much
pretty-
like the
pretty
Nolan
good.
Dunkirk film, which I did make the mistake of watching and regretted
Yeah.
Wait, you didn't like Halo season 1?
it. No.
So you didn't watch Killers of the Flower Moon or Oppenheimer?
No, Oppenheimer has been right at the top of my list, but I don't have a spare 3 hours very often.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting to see and like that one. Killers of the Flower Moon, I don't give a shit about the genre, and again, very long.
Yeah.
I have a show for you there, Platoon. The Offer.
The Offer.
Yeah, it's based on the guy who took the book
Godfather.
from The Godfather, and it's really well done. How he becomes like a producer and director, and the bit he had to go through to get that movie made. It's actually
Alright.
really, really cool.
Oh, I'll check that
Has
out.
Miles Teller in it. It has
I believe
I
it's
love
on
him.
Peacock. No, it's on
Paramount.
Paramount. Yeah.
I'm surprised The Woman King is not on everybody's list.
Oh God.
I forgot that even came out. I still haven't seen it. In all honesty, no interest in seeing it.
Why? I already know the ending. She becomes king.
Well,
So this is from Constellation, and that show I've watched the first 4 already, and it's fantastic so far.
the
It's
first
breaking.
15. Yeah, the first 15 hooked me. For
Yeah,
sure.
it's breaking that kind of typical trend of Apple programming dipping in the middle, because by now, 4th episode in, I was expecting the dip, and I was pleasantly surprised that it actually keeps getting better. It's just on an exponential trajectory right now.
when is Apple going to start to be more well, like everybody
Respected?
when One Piece comes out, everybody talks about it, everybody watches it.
Oh yeah, One Piece. That was a pleasant surprise. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Netflix, that's because Netflix is just common. They're raising their prices, by the way. When do you think Apple has that spotlight? Do you think it ever will, or do you think?
I think it's sort of
think it
having it right now,
yeah.
if anything,
I
because
think
Masters
it's
of the Air.
starting to,
Yeah.
Masters of the Air is kind
Right.
of
Yeah.
getting a lot of people in. I don't know
True.
if it's good or not. I haven't watched it, but there's a lot of talk about that.
Mhm.
I like it.
Severance. A lot of people like Severance. I loved Severance, so looking forward to
Blackbird
another
was very
season.
good on it.
There you
too.
go.
Yeah.
It's getting there though. They've invested more money, like they did last year. So
Yeah. They
it's
they
happening.
produced Napoleon, and they produced another big movie. They won an Oscar with Coda, which nobody remembers. They won
I still
Best
haven't seen
Picture.
that.
Best
Yeah.
Picture. The least memorable Best Picture movie of all time. Coda. About a deaf person.
That won
Was it
Best
a gay
Picture.
deaf person?
It did win
or-
Best Picture. Yes.
I also think the morning show on Apple TV is pretty good as well.
I've heard good things about
It's
that.
okay. It's not bad. It's just not. It's like It makes Succession look like fucking Shakespeare, in my opinion. And I love Succession, but yeah, I'm just
I
The
tell
ones
you,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, I really, really pitch to anybody who likes a physical, which takes place in the 80s, about a housewife who has like an eating disorder and Rose Byrne is in it, and it's excellent. It's like 3 seasons already. Highly recommend it.
Can I say the thing that I'm? Wait, what? I'm sorry. What are we doing again?
We're on Platoon still.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
We're actually
well,
giving recommendations to Platoon.
Yeah, I've another overrated one for the last 2 years has got to be John Wick 4, just because
Yes.
people inexplicably like that franchise for some reason.
Thank you.
He's
You know
still
what? In
falling down those
retrospect,
stairs.
yeah, in
Yeah.
retrospect, John Wick 4 was quite overrated. I think I rated it quite highly when it first came out, and then I rewatched part of it. I was like, why did I like this so much?
Dude,
This is so dumb.
When I saw that
Yeah.
fucking runtime, I was like, no way. There's no way they try to make a 3-hour action movie. It's an hour and a half to 2 hours tops maximum. That's
love it.
all you fucking get.
Hold
before you
on. That was your
people out.
movie of the year, wasn't it, Lofty?
No. It's barely in my top. It might even be
Okay.
outside my top 10. Like it's right there with Godzilla for me.
What?
It's just right there.
Right there.
John
where?
Wick 4. Top
So
like
John Wick
top
4 is right
10.
next to what? Sorry.
Godzilla
Yeah, it's like
minus
it's,
one.
my top 10 is like hovering around 11 or 10 with John Wick 4, and then same with Godzilla, somewhere around there.
Godzilla minus one
-1, yes.
is as good as John Wick 4.
Yeah. I've said
Okay.
this many times.
All
I
right,
think-
here we
think
go.
John
I
Wick-
got my popcorn ready.
I'll just simplify it.
Why, Lofty?
I
Why
have
is
to-
it just as good?
If I have to simplify it, so we can move on, I think it's
No, let's
I
not
think
move
it's
on.
one of the best. I think it's one of the most entertaining action movies in the past fucking 15, 20 years, maybe. Besides
see
the other
Seed
John
2?
Wick movies.
Or Extraction
No.
2?
Or Bullet Train.
Oh,
Extraction 2 is a
No.
little overrated.
I think
I'm
the
sorry.
action
Absolutely.
choreography
No.
and the entertainment value in John Wick 4 as a pure movie entertainment value movie is like close to peak. It's better. I think it has more quality action scenes than any of the previous John Wick movies. I think I'm
Quantity,
talking
you mean?
quantity.
Like the
also
longest ones? Probably, yeah.
also quality,
stairs.
I would say as well. You could be nitpicky about it and pick like a couple from each, but like I don't think there's much wrong with John Wick's quality in terms of the action.
Yeah, the quality is not the problem. It's just it started off as a very great franchise with that first film, where it's like a nice balance of getting a good character together, building this interesting world, and
Yeah.
then there was nice action on top of that.
Yeah.
And then as each entry goes on, it just becomes like this really pointless, goofy action flick where
but
the action is still good.
I like those movies. I like
It
those
also
movies.
it doesn't really work. You say that you can't really pick many flaws in it if you exclude all of the places where there are huge flaws in it. Then obviously that's
No.
that's true by definition.
I like very entertained by poorly delivered, really high octane action movies. Tony Jaa is famous for this. The Protector and Ong Bak are horrible movies, but they're very entertaining. Jackie Chan, I would say Jet Li has a lot of really bad movies that are really entertaining. I would say Zhang Yimou's, some of his stuff are really good. The stories are kind of shit, some of them. But I just like I like whether it's good, bad, or medium quality storytelling. I like highly entertaining action movies that are delivering fan service like that. It's very appealing to me. I don't really care that people don't like the story. Like you can not like it. That's fine. I'm just
Okay.
telling you like what I enjoy.
Yeah, it's like the Call of Duty of movies.
It's just
It's,
it's a guilty pleasure. It's a guilty pleasure kind of thing, I would say, or maybe whatever.
Madden
What did you say?
23.
What did you say?
I said it's the Call of Duty of movies.
Yeah, that's sort of true, maybe, but
It's a cheese pizza.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it the Call of
It's
Duty
edible.
movies?
No, I
Yeah,
I
the
get what you're
story
saying.
the story's crap and the characters are crap and the writing is crap, but it's kind of high octane enjoyment in terms of action, and
Yeah.
it gives you the same kind of hit as cheap cocaine does. That's basically Call
Yeah.
of Duty.
And I think people exaggerate when they say crap. They just mean like it's not.
No. I know exactly what I mean when I say crap.
I mean, there's crap movies like fucking. Here, let me pull a couple up. John Wick 4 is nowhere near as bad as The Pope's Exorcist or Rebel Moon. Like, you have to separate your tier lists. You have to
It's
have
not up there with
categories.
Godzilla -1 at
No,
all.
no, there was
I will
separating
say,
those. Yeah, Rebel Moon is fucking
That's
abysmal. It's
what I'm
not
saying, but, like,
just
people say
crap.
crap and they say shit and they say like turds. They put it in the same category as Rebel Moon or The Flash, and it's just objectively not. I think it's like, if you want to say it's average or below average storytelling, that's fine. I'm just like, I don't think it's, you gotta be a little bit more nuanced than it's just everything that's not mid is crap. Like,
I don't think I
that's
said that, but fair enough.
I know, but I'm just, I'm just specifying why I think the movie is better than people give it credit for, because I don't think it's as bad as people.
I know, I
say.
completely agree with you. John Wick 4 is better than Rebel Moon. Yep.
Yes, there it is.
If that's where we're setting the bar, then I'm
Rebel
happy
Moon
to
doesn't
agree
have
with you.
any of that entertainment value. It has nothing.
It absolutely does not. No, you're right.
I will
And
say
neither
The
does The
Pope's
Flash.
Exorcist is getting a sequel, though, Lofty.
Well, fuck that. and, and The Flash.
I liked The Flash, but I think I'm a rare one.
naughty.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I know.
What did you say? Like,
I know. You can
Like,
shit
don't
on me all day.
you mean the
it's fine.
Flashpoint
Don't
Paradox on HBO, right?
Don't
The
people
animated
like Pacific
show?
Rim?
No.
Don't people
the-
isn't Pacific Rim considered like a similar thing where people think the story sucks ass, but it's like
Listen, you don't
highly
shit on
entertaining?
Pacific Rim, all right?
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
I would
brilliant
totally.
movie.
Yeah, no,
okay?
I would totally shit on Pacific
I
Rim.
just don't know the difference between
You shit
that
on
and
everything, though,
John Wick.
Colt.
Yeah,
I'm struggling
That's
to-
not true. I'm just here to break your heart.
So
I'm shitting on it.
I'm curious.
Look,
'cause
I'm just trying to give you a dose of reality, Vex. Dune is just
Yeah,
not the perfect
but, like,
movie
what's
you
the
thought it
difference?
was.
It's not perfect, but it's very good.
It's not
So
very
anyway,
good.
so-
It's
very
mid.
good.
Godzilla might be a little above that. The reason why it's not higher is because I was a little disappointed with some of the really forced plot holes in that movie, and they kind of bothered me. And I think the acting was very theatrical, and I think people are coping when they say that guy should be nominated. I didn't like his acting at all. I liked the other characters, the side characters, and I liked the story.
I'd be interested to know what the plot, because the big hole I can remember from Godzilla -1 is the way that they have to try and hand wave away the non-involvement of the government and the US in particular. That's sort of the really big glaring one I can
Yeah.
remember. What I'm trying to think what the other ones might be.
Well,
there.
the big one for me is the forcing a character's. Okay, they needed this character to witness his, to witness her dying in front of him. Basically, they had to do that. So they had to say, "How can we do this?" And they said, "Well, she can get killed by this." In order for his arc to like make sense, for him to like lose himself and like kind of go kamikaze at the end, he had to witness her death. And the way they did that was so stupid to me. The way they filmed it, shot it, edited it, the whole thing was terrible. She
Well, that's
pushed
not
him
a
into
plot
an
hole,
alleyway,
though.
and there was like, it was literally, they could have done a million things, and they chose to do a very corny, cliche, poorly executed sacrificial, like woman sacrifice. I don't fucking. I didn't like it.
I mean, I can understand if you think that's forced. It's not a plot
very-
hole. I mean, it doesn't break any
Not a
logic.
plot
And
hole,
the point of that scene is all of the setup for that has been done before. So that's the inciting event. This guy's backstory is he effectively chickened out of going part of the Divine Wind mission when they were actually fighting the Americans. Survivor's Guild. Additionally, had to relive that when he failed to shoot at the young baby Godzilla. So this is incredibly enmeshed in Japanese society of the time, is that even after they acknowledged they'd lost the war, the huge social stigma for the small number of people who had actually chickened out of these kamikaze missions was huge. So all of that had been built up from basically the first scene. That final inciting event, which is when she saves his life, is basically her proving to him, in effect, that he is so much of a coward that even a woman is going to be more brave and self-sacrificing than he is. I can understand if you think it's forced. I wouldn't call it a plot hole. I don't even think it's forced, to be honest. But
it's cliche and forced in my opinion, but it's also, it could have been even if they wanted to do that, they could have filmed it better and made it look more believable. They didn't do that, in my opinion. I'm sort of nitpicking. Like, the movie's great. I'm just saying why it's like in my, like, it's not like my number one. Like I have Killer Flower Moon, I have Oppenheimer, Boy and the Heron, Past Lives. A lot of good movies came out last year, in my opinion. And that's just, sometimes the your top 10 of a single year are all really good movies. 2021, I was just looking at it. It was horrible. That was during COVID. You guys remember that year? Holy fuck.
That's
Yeah.
I
It
gotta
was
say thank you to
very,
Dash Attack
very-
here, $5. Thank you. I'll say about Dominion is that it got more out of
2020, I'm sorry.
than
Yeah.
Fallen Kingdom, which was terrible. I didn't watch either of those,
Yeah.
so you guys can keep them.
just
First
having a
Jurassic
quick
World was
look at-
great. I will defend it.
2021. Sorry, I was just having a look
2021
at
gave
those.
us Tiger King, guys.
It's like,
all
dude,
right?
like I
Oh,
my,
yeah,
my,
that was
my-
rough.
my top five. My top five are like this obscure cowboy movie called The Harder They Fall with Jonathan Majors.
Oh yeah,
It's
Yeah.
Dune Part 1, Drive My Car, which is a Japanese movie, and then Judas and the Black Messiah, which is just really good indie movie. It's like, what else is there? Pig.
Yeah, there are
Nicolas
some
Cage.
stinkers. Spider-Man No Way Home was 2021.
No Way Home was fine. It's my number 8, and then Nightmare Alley, and then The Green Knight. But it's just like I'm looking at this list.
I
It's
love
just
The
not a
Green
good
Knight.
year. The Green Knight's
Love
a
The Green
good
Knight.
movie. I just,
Not a lot of people like that movie. I'm one of the few. I really
Evangelion
like it.
3.0 came out that year.
Did
and then
anybody not like No Way Home? I know a few people don't rate it highly or think that even if it's okay, it's overrated. Does anybody here have like major problems with No Way Home as a film?
I
I
like
thought
it a
it was
lot.
Enjoyable. I'm
Very entertaining.
yeah.
I don't care for the Spider-Man movies.
There's problems with it. There's definitely I just ignore them because it's so entertaining.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
the
fun movie,
villains-
but yeah, don't
Yeah,
pick it apart.
Exactly, like John Wick. The movies, the villains in that movie should never have been anywhere near Aunt May. I don't know why they wrote it that way. Like, why was she so naive about it, and why Peter was so naive about just like, hey, hang around, just hang around here, Aunt May.
It had to happen in order for
I know
me
it had to
connect with
happen,
the other
yeah.
Peters, right? Which is
But
that's just sloppy on their end.
I don't know.
It's
It's
just a
just
little
for the most part, multiverse movies just kind of just make me
and then Doctor Strange, yeah,
all of a
multiverse.
sudden
Doctor
just blank
Strange,
out.
To be fair, Doctor Strange didn't do anything. That he was stuck in apparently he was just stuck in some place for like 12 hours. And
Oh, the mirror
barely-
dimension, yeah.
Yeah, but what was he doing there? Was he trying to like pull the spider webs off his arms for 12 hours? Like what was actually happening? Like how was he stuck there?
Doesn't time move differently in the mirror dimension?
I don't know if they
Pretty sure that was
explained
set up in
at
the
all in the movie.
first.
Maybe they did. Oh,
I think it was the first Doctor Strange film. I vaguely recall them explaining that time moves differently there. But I really hate anything that Doctor Strange is involved in, with the exception of No Way Home. So
Yeah.
Did
It's
you
a
like No
poorly
Way Home?
adaptation
No Way
of
Home, Platoon?
I've only seen it the once, and I remember thinking it's okay. I remember thinking that there's some really nice moments in it. Probably a cut above everything else that Marvel was doing at the time in terms of writing quality.
Oh, that's true.
I could probably find you a couple of problems with it, but I'd have to go back and watch it. It's been such a long time.
yeah.
I actually enjoyed the nostalgia bait, to be honest with you. That was
Yeah.
like my
Same,
favorite part.
same.
I was like, this is nostalgia bait, but I kind of like Tobey Maguire showing up, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, but because they iterated it into the film and has made it an integral part of the story in a way that wasn't just key jangling. Like it actually did have
Right.
relevance to the plot, which is always something that usually, if you're ever doing nostalgia bait in anything, you have to have an excuse for it. You can't just say, "Hey, remember this thing." I thought that was one of the stronger parts of it, and I know like you can criticize things like why were all the villains left near Aunt May. I think that's part of the story of the film, is that it's another coming of age drama. The guy who has the most coming of age stories of any character ever, because every Spider-Man film is a coming of age story, but this is his sort of youthful naivety and his trust and his willingness to do anything to fix everybody else's problems, and he has to see that he can't actually do that without self-sacrifice. So that's all part of the overall story.
And the acting is great.
Yeah.
All three of them. All three. I love Tom Holland's. I think he's a really good actor. I think he's better than, in my opinion, than Timothy Chalamet. I think he's a better actor slightly, but he's a good Peter Parker, and so is Toby, and so is Andrew.
Andrew's my favorite.
Isn't that weird? Like that
Stop
all
it.
for like we haven't had a bad
What do you mean?
Spider-Man.
Stop it, Copa. Andrew's Spider-Man's the best one, in my opinion, out of all of them.
Why? Because he's
People
the
have
most
weird-
accurate?
Accurate, but just the storytelling. I originally did not like the Amazing Spider-Man series, and then when I went back and watched it, I actually prefer them over the Tobey Maguire and the Tom Holland ones. I
Interesting.
think there was a lot more effort put into them.
I think.
Wait, doesn't the first one end with a guy trying to turn the whole city into lizards because he's a lizard?
The
and-
plot sucked for all of the
Duh.
Yes.
Spider-Man
I'm talking about the Spider-Man, all right?
You sure that's not the
Andrew's
Batman
good.
plot?
Yeah.
I want to eliminate weakness. How? By turning everyone into lizards.
Yes, dude.
Well, we do have lizard people in our. Never mind. That's fine.
No, you're very true.
That's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
In my country's rule, okay, I'm down with the lizard people.
Oh, that's true.
Did anyone watch Beef on Netflix?
Yeah.
I love beef.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's good. Yeah.
No.
that was good. That one stuck
Yeah,
up
that's
on
on my
me as well.
to
That's a
watch.
good series.
I hear it's really great, and it has a great
Yeah.
premise to it too.
It's getting
Yeah.
a sequel too.
How?
Yeah,
It's getting
it's
a sequel
two.
with
It's following two
with
couples.
Anne Hathaway and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Not
Jake
gonna watch
Gyllenhaal as in Roadhouse is just fucking crushing my
I
soul,
like him a
guys.
lot.
I'm just saying.
So I have a question about that. Should I see the first one before seeing
Yes.
this?
You should see
You
the
should
first, one, and
anyways.
never ever watch the second one just based on the trailer alone. Thank you.
You can't replace Sam Elliott. You
That's
cannot.
who
That-
everyone
replace
tells
him.
me. Like
You can't
everybody says-
replace
No,
Patrick
Sam Elliott-
Swayze. Patrick
Swayze's cool,
Dirty
but-
Dancing Swayze as the bouncer of all bouncers.
Roadhouse.
But I'm told Sam Elliott's the one that gets the panties wet.
Yes.
Sam Elliott?
Yeah,
Yeah,
in that
he's
movie.
he's got
Yeah.
a really great limp, and it's not because his leg is weak. It's just because his dick is so big.
Sam Elliott, really? Hold on, I gotta rewatch this movie now. Hold on.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
That's what everybody's like. The Swayze is cool, but Sam Elliott's the one that's gonna get your panties wet. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but Copa,
Yeah.
what if you took out Patrick Swayze but gave you a different Swayze like Don?
Don Swayze? Oh hell yeah, Don Swayze. He's the. Oh, you mean the better Swayze?
Yeah,
Oh Jesus.
yeah.
He
I'm
went
into it.
Fuck yeah.
I want to give a underrated recommendation. I think that was part of the
Yep.
homework assignment.
Yep.
I
It is.
I just of the past couple of years, there's a movie called Decision to Leave. It's a Park Chan-wook movie. So he directed Old Boy and The Handmaiden and a lot of really good,
He's good.
South Korean film. He's yeah.
Yeah, The Handmaiden
so
is
good.
very underrated, very under talked about.
It is.
It's a
Yeah.
fantastic film.
So is Decision to Leave. And Decision to Leave should have, I mean, I think it should have won Best Picture, but it's very Hitchcockian. If you like Hitchcock, if you like Vertigo, if you like some of his more thriller films, it's about a detective that is investigating a crime and falls in love with one of the suspects. Sort of falls in love with them, but like in a very, it's good writing is what I'm going to say. It's not corny or, it's very nuanced and abstract. The way the editing, the nonlinear storytelling is very, 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 very interesting. And it's just a fantastic movie. It's a brilliant movie. And I think it's better than Old Boy. I personally have, that's my opinion. So if you like Old Boy, check it out. If you like South Korean movies, South Korea is just dominating right now.
Are we talking about the original Old Boy or the Josh Brolin Old Boy?
The
No, Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin always doesn't know what to
Spike
follow.
Lee is adapted. You know, I guess he ruined it. I never watched it.
Me neither.
Don't
Yeah,
bother.
don't do it.
I
Unless
can,
you
yeah,
wanna
I can
see,
survive 15 minutes.
Yeah, unless you
But you want to talk about overrated directors? There's one.
Well,
Yep.
Spike Lee is now going to ruin. Well, maybe Kurosawa. He's adapting
High and Low.
High and Low.
Yeah.
So High and Low is another crime thriller. It's about a ransom. Kira Kurosawa. It's also a 3-hour-long movie. It's epic.
High and Low is absolutely on my top 10 films of all time. High
It
and
is,
Low
dude.
is one.
It's up there.
It's
up
one
there.
of. Oh, dude, it is a fantastic,
think it's his
brilliantly
best
done
movie.
film. I think,
it's-
man, I don't know.
It might
Like,
be.
you have Seven Samurai,
loves
you have
him.
Ikaru, you have
Yeah,
Throne
but-
of Blood. I don't know
Right.
about that, but High and Low is just, it's really up there.
Which one? The 2016 or 1963?
1963.
So
Okay.
Spike Lee and Denzel Washington. With
Oh, you mean
I-
Hannibal himself?
I don't like
Yes.
doing. I don't like when people just anytime they announce a remake of an old good movie, we're supposed to virtue signal about how like it was a bad idea, blah blah blah. Sometimes it turns out that it could be good, especially with Kurosawa. Kurosawa has been remade or adapted many times, very successfully. By the way, his films are very easy to adapt. I feel. I'm not going to say right with certainty that Spike Lee's going to ruin it, especially
will.
with Denzel Washington.
Spike Lee is
But
just going to
I'm-
take
I'm
the
worried about it.
class
I'm worried about
warfare aspect of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's all he's going to look at with High and Low is the class warfare aspect of it and blow it up and make it about white people versus black people. You know it for a fact.
No, I don't. I hope not.
Oh my god, I
It would be nice
guarantee
if
it,
it did.
dude.
I think that's part of the reason that so many people do immediately sour on reboots or remakes as soon as they're announced before having even seen them. Is that in the first place, there are so many of them, and
Yes.
we get the impression that this is because we are not actually able to create anything of their quality anymore. So we just have to keep redoing them for the next generation, which is itself quite depressing. And I think there's an element of truth to that. Then the second part of that is that by redoing them for the next generation, of course, what are we doing? We're updating them almost invariably to try and make them
Right.
slightly more relevant to today's cultural issues, omitting the fact that the only reason we are now looking to remake these films is that the films did not do that back in those days. The films actually had timeless stories to tell. And if you just want to bring it back to make some race allegory out of it, then people are going to get quite annoyed. I hate prejudging films and I always try not to do it. I try and avoid pre-coverage of anything, but I can understand why people immediately look at another reboot and say, oh God, here we go again.
Right.
It's only Spike Lee's MO.
I get it.
Throughout the years where I'm like, okay, that's where Spike Lee's going to take it.
No, that was a good analysis. I'm a little bit sensitive about it because I feel bad for people that get excited for like a remake of something and then people shit on them and call them like retarded for like getting excited for it. Like if you're excited for the new Ghostbusters movie, I'm happy for it. Like, I hope it's a good movie. I don't want people to like feel, oh, I'm not allowed to get excited for a reboot because that's supposed to be looked down upon because we're supposed to be mad about Hollywood making good movies and modernizing. I just, you know what I mean? I want people to be excited for what they think looks cool. I understand that what your analysis was perfect, but like, I'm just leaving room for less negativity about stuff. You know, I don't know.
Okay, so I want to go back to something else that we talked about last time you guys were on together because I promised Lofty. We've talked about this backstage too. No, we way too much backstage actually about the Rings of Power prequel thing. And I promised Lofty that I would give him a platform where he wouldn't get dogpiled to make his argument.
Oh, what? I didn't even know this.
Yeah, that's because you walked out of this. You walked out of the last time we talked about this backstage, and you fucked off on us.
Fuck! I don't remember that.
Yeah, because we were kind of dogpiling you, which is Don was trying to help you, but not really. Like he helps you in the Don kind of way.
I feel like Gandalf. I have no memory of that. Of this place. I have no memory of that conversation.
So, if you would like to make your point, then I would like to give you that opportunity, Lofty.
Oh, boy.
Uninterrupted.
Let me. Okay, I'm on the spot. Let me say this first, so I can have 10 seconds to think. I want to say that Wonka. I want to say that Wonka is the most overrated movie of the past 2 years. I just wanted to get that out there.
Highly?
Yeah, I think I can't. I'm shocked how many people I talk to that like that movie. It's shocking.
Really?
It looks bad. It looks.
It looks objectively bad.
It's miserable to watch. It's torture for me, and I come from a musical theater background, and to me that it's just the most generic.
That's gay, dude.
So you're telling me we need to apologize to Johnny Depp's Wonkas?
We need to apologize to Johnny Depp's Sweeney Todd because I shit on that movie pretty hard when that came out, and that is so much better than Wonka.
Yeah, I like that movie.
I think that actually soured me on. Well, no, I was already pretty sour on musicals anyway, but Sweeney Todd, I remember, it's one of the first sort of film musicals I think I'd ever seen before I even was really aware, because I lived a very sheltered life in this respect. Despite having a mum who's a singer, I'd somehow avoided watching any musicals on television for almost the entire time. Maybe because I'd walked out of all of them whenever she put the Sound of Music on for the 50th time that year. But when Sweeney Todd comes on, and I thought, well, this looks really interesting. Production values look great. There's the ship that's sailing toward the shore, and it's got Johnny Depp and about 10 at the time. So this could be good. Then he starts fucking singing. It was one of the most traumatically horrific things I've ever seen, and so I turned it off again. So now I hate all musicals forevermore.
Sweeney Todd.
Wait to see Joker 2.
One of my favorite stage performances I've seen. Yeah.
And isn't Sweeney Todd supposed to be like this demonic, like baritone, like attend the tale of Sweeney Todd? He's not like he's supposed to be fucking like menacing and like epic. And Johnny Depp is like kind of a weaselly kind of pretty boy. Isn't nothing like the character. I don't know.
No. The stage performance, if you can find it, I think you can watch it on YouTube. Is
It's really
way
good, guys.
way better. That in Into the Woods. I like Into the
Skin
Woods
was
stage
pale and his
performance.
eye was odd.
Can we stop about?
The
Can we
intense.
stop
I
talking
feel
musicals? All right.
yeah, my testosterone's dropping
Yeah,
as we
Oh my
speak.
god. Yeah. Like,
So in this case, so this might remind you, Lofty, because Lassie was trying to help with your argument, laying out your argument for how this would work. And one of his tips was stop calling people retards when you're debating them. That was one tip he gave you.
Well.
And
That's
so
a good
he,
point.
Do they deserve it though? That's the question.
Ooh,
Yeah, like
there you go.
Like, I've debated. I can't tell you how many people I've Here's the difference. I try to call people retards as a strategic thing when I think somebody is being bad faith. I'm not calling them a retard because they're retard. I try to. You know what bad faith is, right? When somebody is willfully ignoring what you're saying and trying to score a W, and refusing to admit that what you're saying actually makes sense. I think that's called being bad faith, and I think people do it all the time on streams. And I'm very aware of when people are doing it. So
It's sophistry. That's the thing. Sophists make
Yeah.
they're known in actual formal argument. It's called an heuristic argument, which is the hallmark of the sophist. And the sophist is somebody who argues solely to win the argument, as opposed to the Socratic or the dialectical
that's
method,
better
which is
than
arguing
saying-
for the sake of attaining the truth, which is much better.
yeah, that I like that better than just repeating bad faith all the time. I need better vocabulary. I'm tired of saying bad faith. Sophistry. I gotta read into that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
vocabulary is
Anyway.
retarded.
Yeah. Okay, Copa. That's why you are the way that you are.
Right. Smart,
Take
good
one.
looking,
That's fair, Zach's. Anyway, what's next?
genius.
You got the floor, Lofty.
Yeah.
Okay, remind me what my task is again.
Oh,
You were-
Rings of Power. Yeah. I'm sorry.
You
Rings
got
of Power
upset.
is
because-
not
oh,
a
sorry.
prequel, or not meant as a prequel.
Okay.
Wait a second. Can I just say one thing
Yeah.
quickly? No, it was promoted as a prequel.
Right.
Yeah, it was promoted
this
as
is
a
a good place
prequel.
to start. I remember talking to Platoon about this in DMs or wherever, somewhere on Twitter. I think there's a disagreement. I think there's a misunderstanding. I don't think it was ever promoted as I don't think it was ever marketed specifically or ever. Maybe it was like, oh, if we don't talk about it, people will assume it is. But I don't think it was ever specifically marketed as a prequel in canon. In terms of when I say canon, I mean Star Wars: A New Hope and Star Wars: Force Awakens are they're canon. They're supposed to be sequential. They bleed into one another. It's not like you can't say that because Han Solo dies in Star Wars, you can't. Well, this is debatable. I guess you could just arbitrarily say that Disney Star Wars is not canon, but according to the canon, Han Solo is dead in that universe, in that canon. Now, we all agree about this, I believe. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody?
I think so.
When I refer to Star Wars, now when I'm referring to Lord of the Rings, I don't think they ever marketed it as though the Rings of Power is a direct, canonically attached to the Peter Jackson movies. I would need evidence of this, and I've never seen it ever. So if you have evidence, you can show me.
Sure thing. So from CNET, for the sake of simplicity, this series is a prequel to the films. Empire, a prequel taking place thousands of years earlier. That's no CNET we've already done. NPR, the highly anticipated prequel series set thousands of years prior. The Guardian, Good to Know. Rings of Power is a prequel set in the Second Age. New Yorker, a prequel to J.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. I can carry on. Slate has one. IndieWire.
You don't need to go on.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say this: journalism is not marketing.
Oh, I've been a journalist, and I highly beg to differ.
Okay, so you think? Wait. Do you actually think that journalists are in league with the? Do you think they're paid to say that it's a prequel? Is there any evidence of this? Because I know that for a fact that journalists very often will insert their own agenda into their own headlines and articles, regardless of whether or not said agenda is in the movie or not. This happens all the time.
So the usual way this sort of thing works is studio is producing certain product. Studio will send press release to journalist. journalist who is really pressed for time and has to write 6 articles that day will basically just copy and paste the press release and change a few words to make it look like it's their own words. Then they'll publish that. So usually, and it's not just film, it's everything. Anyone who's selling anything sends press releases and hopes a journalist will just copy paste. Most of this will be copy pasted from the press release that Amazon sends out. So I'm not going conspiracies and saying there's some mysterious agenda. I'm simply saying that they were told it was a prequel. The Amazon people hinted very strongly, said, I think overtly several times, it's a prequel. It's set several thousand years before. It's adapting works from the same canonical source material. And the strict definition of prequel is simply events set prior to preceding work. So it's kind of what it is.
That's fair. I understand that you are saying that. I'm just gonna when I was reading these articles and when I was, watching the trailers before the show came out, I'm just telling you, I just knew, I was aware that it wasn't a prequel to the Lord of the Rings movies, and I just was aware of this. So I'm trying to find out why some people were not aware of this, and why I was able to pick up on it, and why other people weren't. Why other people were fooled by headlines, and why I had the knowledge that it was why was I not bait and switched like what you're saying?
I don't necessarily think it is a bait and switch. I think that this is just really, it's a really boring terminological dispute as to what you consider a prequel to be defined as. As far as I know, the strict definition of prequel is story or film containing events that precede those of an existing work. If you're adapting the material, which is set 2,000 years prior to a film, it doesn't matter. To be clear, a prequel does not have to share the same continuity as the thing to which it is a prequel.
In that case, I agree with you. It's a prequel to Lord of the Rings. It's also a prequel to Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings, right? Would you agree with that?
Is that the animated one from?
Yes, correct.
Whenever? Yeah, it would be, and to the extent that they are all adapting the same source material.
Don't you see how it's a little unhelpful and sort of weird to say that Rings of Power is a prequel to Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings? It just comes off as well, obviously it's not a prequel to that. That was an animated movie. So I understand what you're saying about the word having 6 meanings or whatever. When I talk about prequel, I'm trying to be useful with my language, because there are actual people that think to this day that Rings of Power is in canon with the Peter Jackson movies, and I'm trying to help these people out, because they think that Amazon ruined their canon and ruined their childhood, no. What I'm trying to say is Amazon. You can hate the Amazon show. It is not canon. It's not the same as Star Wars. It's not canon with the Peter Jackson movies.
No, but strictly speaking, it's another terminological point. Strictly speaking, the Peter Jackson films don't have canon. They're adaptations.
They're their own. They're their own little bubble, right? You would say their own bubble universe.
I'd say that they are their own adaptations of canon. They have their own continuity, but they are adapting canonical source material. Canon is literally original text. Is basically what that means.
We struggled in the past, and I think I know how to respond. You're saying they've adapted canon, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. They adapted Tolkien's canon.
Yeah.
Now, maybe we just have a different opinion. I think when you adapt something and change it and make it different, it creates another canon. It creates a separate canon. That to me, that I've always thought this my entire life. When you adapt something, I understand
that, but aren't you just using the word canon where the word continuity more accurately applies?
Continuity. Okay. Well, in that case, Rings of Power has no continuity with Peter Jackson's Rings.
I completely agree with that. But that's the point. I think that's the launching pad for most of the criticism of the show, right? Is that both of these things claim to be adapting the canon. The fact that Rings of Power so flagrantly breaks with the continuity is because of how many liberties it takes with the canonical source material. And so people who get very precious, and I think understandably precious, about the authenticity of the canonical material are very unhappy at the way that Rings of Power is effectively balking continuity with.
That's fair. Let me present you with an interesting thought experiment. Hypothetically, Peter Jackson comes out and does the Silmarillion, or does the whatever, something in the Second Age, a story the Sauron, the Fall of Numenor. Let's say he does it better, and then Rings of Power exists, right? There's two separate continuities, right?
Mhm.
They're both okay. They're both prequels to. They're both prequels in the definition in the idea that they take place in the timeline of events prior to the third age of Middle Earth.
Yeah,
Yes, they are both
prequels.
but when I use my daily vernacular when I'm talking to my friends at a bar, I feel like most people talk the same, and I feel like when it's streamed, like everyone tries to get very autistic about words. When I say prequels, when I say that Rings of Power is not a prequel to Lord of the Rings, to Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, but Peter Jackson's Fall of Numenor is a prequel to his movies.
Mhm.
One of them is a prequel and one of them's not. I'm just using the words like sort of logically and like real, like sort of colloquially in a way of saying that Peter Jackson's hypothetical Fall of Numenor movie is a direct prequel to his movies, and the Amazon version is not a direct prequel to his movies. It is
which is fine. It's an indirect. I happily accept the definition of an indirect prequel, but I think one of the important ways by which to judge the comparative quality of those two hypothetical prequels is to say, well, can these actually function as prequels? In other words, when you look at Rings of Power and you say, well, they've changed so much in their adaptation of this canonical source material that actually there is no way you can get from point A to point B, i.e., let's take the Peter Jackson films as an example, or the books, which are the best example being the canonical one. There's actually no way you can get from Rings of Power as a prequel to The Lord of the Rings, the original text. Therefore, it's functionally speaking broken as a prequel. It's still a prequel, and it's trying to adapt preceding events. But it's broken because it doesn't do that properly.
Sure, but when you say it's broken, I'm incorporating that into whether or not it's a canonical prequel. So when I say it's not a prequel, I'm saying it's a broken prequel, and I feel like most people know what I'm talking about when I say this, but some people don't. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's a matter of like, I don't know, just talking about it.
I would be just happy to let the argument rest with there's a colloquial usage of the term prequel, but we basically agree that functionally speaking, it's a prequel. It just doesn't work because it's shit that breaks with the canon and continuity.
That's fair. I think that's fair. Do you think how would you go about helping people that have a hard time distinguishing the difference between a non-continuity prequel? And I don't know if you have other examples. Off the top of my head, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's examples of somebody rebooting something that's a prequel that's also maybe Wonka is a good example. Does that make
I've not seen it because I hate musicals and it overpowers even my love of Timothy Chalamet, so I've still not seen it.
My computer's fucked up. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, we're good.
Good.
Chat, does anybody have an example of, or anybody on the panel, an example of something that is technically a prequel to something but has no relation to another version of it?
I don't know if this would count. Would the Battlestar Galactica reimagining technically count as a kind of sequel to the 70s Battlestar Galactica, given that it's set after the events of that show?
It's out of my nerd culture range.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm trying to think other things.
Andrew has an idea.
Like if somebody wanted to make a new Jurassic Park, like if somebody was like, oh, you know what? Planet of the Apes might be interesting. Planet of the Apes is interesting because the original movie is set in the future from the events of Rise of the Planet of the Apes. We all know this, correct?
Yes.
Am I? Oh, I thought I was dead on stream.
Yeah.
Would you say that? Knowing the fact that we've seen the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes trailer, it seems like they're not going to be doing that storyline again, which is mankind crashes, discovers that Earth is it's Earth because of the statue, it seems like they're going in a little bit of a different direction, in my opinion. So to me, it seems like two separate timelines, two separate continuities. Unless I'm wrong, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, what if somebody thinks that it's all in the same continuity? Like, how would you correct them? What would you say? Like,
if it's very clearly two completely separate continuities that can't coexist, and they are literally being retarded. So
okay, well,
that's an appropriate use of that.
There are people like that about Rings of Power. People, I'm telling you, I've seen it on Twitter. People think it's the same thing, and they get mad, and they're like, Rings of Power leads into the Lord of the Rings.
But wouldn't that be different? Because that's different in the sense that, again, because Rings of Power has a commonality with everything else in terms of its claims at least to be adapting the same canonical source material, as opposed to Planet of the Apes, for example, which you can set out to do a completely brand new timeline and a reimagining of the franchise, and a reimagining would probably be something slightly different. But I think that's a criticism you can make in the case of Planet of the Apes that you can't necessarily make in Rings of Power, just because they're fundamentally different propositions.
Well, the Rings of Power could theoretically lead to a reimagining of Lord of the Rings if it
that is the only logical way it could actually make sense.
I know.
So you completely rewrite everything that comes after it.
Yeah, but
wouldn't Ahsoka be like a I don't know if it would.
No,
be
this is canon. This is canon. Ahsoka is canon.
Well, yeah, I know, but like Ahsoka breaks away from the canon with the Force.
Well, sometimes, I think Terminator does this. I don't know. Sometimes artists will fuck up their own canon. But it's still technically supposed to be in canon.
Yeah, they have the excuse of time travel, because Terminator actually does fuck with its own canon. Like Dark Fate obviously goes back and kills John Connor, but because there's time travel involved, you can legitimately say it's canonically a separate timeline, which you can't do in a fantasy setting.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. I just think, like, for example, if somebody thinks that, like, Elrond, let's say they don't like I like the Elrond actor. I think he's really good. But let's say they don't like that character at all. They hate his guts. And they think, oh, they ruined Hugo Weaving's character. It's like, well, technically they didn't ruin his character. These are two separate continuity characters. Hugo Weaving's character is a different version of Elrond. There's two separate canon. That's why I like to use the word canon, because it in that way, because it allows people to like understand that there are different pocket universes that, like, or whatever you want to call it, I call it canon, that even though they share the same source material, they have their own canon, they have their own pocket universe. And Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings is secure in its own little pocket universe. It's never going to be blemished. It's not ruining. It's not like Star Wars, where it's hard to sort of watch it now knowing what happens because it's supposed to be canon.
Yeah.
It's totally different. You cannot that's all I'm trying to say.
I don't know that I don't know that those are quite so different as you say. Again, given that the Rings of Power is nominally, it is factually a prequel. Again, it's adapting from the same canonical source material. It's just doing a terrible job. The fact that you can only square that by saying it's a different continuity does not mean that it's intended to be a different continuity. There are no branching timelines. The point of comparison with the Jackson films and pointing out how badly Rings of Power breaks is the origin point of criticism of Rings of Power when it comes to its inaccuracies for lore and adherence to canon, in a way that doesn't apply when you're talking about alternative timelines, but does apply when you're talking about the Star Wars example. The same functional criticism is being made based on what I know of the story that I've seen already. This character would not do this thing. Or in the case of the Rings of Power thing, I've actually read the source material, so I know the character never did that sort of thing.
Right.
That's the same point of criticism, though.
Right, but whatever Elrond does in this show has no bearing on what Elrond did in the Jackson movie. It is what I'm saying. It's like,
no, I kind of I'd agree. It's a legitimate point of criticism to point out that there is a difference. That is a legitimate point of criticism. They can't kill him off again because they claim to be adapting from the same canon. They aspire to a kind of continuity which they can't match. That's fine. Like I personally don't go along with those people in the case of the Star Wars sequels who say, well, because I now know that all roads lead to Jake Skywalker, I can't watch anything to do with Star Wars ever again. I understand where they're coming from, and that's absolutely their right to think that way. I just prefer to say, well, I can tell shit media from good media, and I can happily compartmentalize, but they are still technically part of the same canon.
That's true.
Lofti, give me 1 second. I gotta get this for Josh. He's leaving. I just wish Peter Jackson understood the source material like Amazon does. $5 from Josh.
No one
Ejected.
ever.
Thank you,
Ejected.
Josh.
Never explained to us how ships sink. No, rocks sink while ships fly, or whatever the
Oh,
fuck
my
that was.
God.
Yeah.
This is for you, Josh.
When my son was teething, he used to like to take the big fat rubber end of my vibrating toothbrush and put it in his mouth and he'd just kind of sit there like, oh yeah, that feels good. That hits a spot. My gums are itchy. And he'd sit there with
She must have known, right? Like, how do you? No one's that lacking in
You
self-awareness.
had to know.
You'd think he knew. He got it right away. the best look to the camera ever. Yep. Break the third wall.
I think we
Wall.
largely agree, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that you guys
Tired
were,
of this hanging
That's
over my head. I
awful.
think we
Fight.
agree.
Fight.
Platoon wins.
We were
Yeah,
Lofty.
Platoon wins.
You guys
What do you think about that, Lofty? Fight him
You didn't,
for that.
you didn't call anyone a name though. No one has called a name, Lofty. So like that's good.
Oh, that's true.
There's nothing so exciting for a live stream than arguments about definitions. Everybody loves
Fuck
those. So
that.
I'm glad we've hashed that
Yeah,
out.
but we nestled it inside of a nerd culture context, which is very important when talking
Who
about
doesn't
boring
love semantic
shit.
arguments?
Yeah,
Good times.
that's true.
That's what YouTube's for.
Oh my god, that was stressful. I don't know why. I'm
Why?
Because I had to. Because I
Why?
didn't want this to go on forever. We had to conclude it, and I had to say the
Lofty.
I had to say in the most efficient way possible. I had to deliver my point, and I didn't want. I'm just sweating. I don't know.
Do you have a baby with you, Lofty?
Lofty. No, it's
Hydrate
me.
yourself, Lofty, if you're sweating that bad.
It's
also
my
hot in my
it's
room.
my baby. Cecilia's still up for some reason.
Oh,
Yeah, but hey,
Hold on.
Lofty, you were nervous. Look
No,
at
no, no.
Gooch. He was in
No,
between you two, and he had to hear it all. Poor
I'm
Gooch.
just throwing out Ahsoka. I'm throwing out things just to like
hey,
Content.
Vex is sending me AI photos of Henry Cavill, and very
Please stop. Please
That's
stop.
good.
I already have a bigger erection. I can't have a bigger erection than I already have.
Well, going back to 2021, because we did get into that a little bit, but the
Yeah,
one
that's-
movie
Yeah.
I thought Nobody was the movie that
Oh,
snuck up on
Nobody's
the
okay.
Bob Odenkirk.
Nobody's- Yeah, nobody's fine. I just watched it again recently.
It's great. It's a good
It is
action
fun.
movie.
It's
It's awesome.
it just
Dude,
has,
you
like,
can't
limits.
sit there and say you like John Wick 4 and then look at
Yeah, I can.
Nobody and go,
Yeah, I can because Chad
Yeah.
Stahelski is a much more talented fight choreographer than whoever was in Nobody. Nobody is a good movie. It's not even. It doesn't even. It doesn't even come close to anything in John Wick. Nothing.
Yeah, well, Nobody had a better gaffer. So, in your face.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
The Matrix Resurrections was 2021.
oh, we
Holy
don't talk
shit.
about that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that one. No.
Ah, yes.
It's okay. We're 2022 and forward, not 2021. So
Yeah. But we talked about Dune, though.
We did. Vexy, you got some games for us?
I have a lot of things. We don't have to focus on games because if I
Whatever you
mention
want.
them,
What?
no one's going to know about them.
I
So
want to talk about games.
Whatever you want.
okay.
I'm a
My
gamer.
underrated game. Okay, I had a couple, but I'll just say the one that really gets me. I think Scorn was highly underrated for
I never
2022.
played it.
I
I
A
heard
lot
it
of
looked
people-
So cool. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Okay, so there's a trailer that came out, and basically what ended up coming out wasn't what was promised. So a lot of people discredited it. My own husband basically discredited because he's like, "This is fucking dumb." I'm just like, "Listen, you just gotta be calm because it's a puzzle game, and puzzle games are not his forte." I thought it was great. If you like H.R. Geiger and you like his artwork,
Yeah.
then you'll love.
Oh,
Scorn.
yeah. I've seen video. I've seen video of this game. It totally is H.R. Geiger.
Yeah, it's absolutely stunning in my opinion. I hate that people just kind of wrote it off. It's not everyone's cup of tea, which is fine.
Which one?
Scorn.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
it looks phenomenal. I've been wanting to play this.
It's on my
it's
wish
so
Scorn, are
list.
you aware of Scorn? I feel like you should be with your with what game you're working on. It's a
I
similar
feel
genre,
like I've
isn't it?
heard
Yeah.
the name.
Oh boy.
I think we
It's
talked
just
about this.
Well,
game,
maybe
Matt.
not. I mean, it's
Oh,
it's
this
a,
doesn't
it's a
look like
first-person-
Geiger at all.
No. It's a first person
Holy shit. It's like a one to
like-
one.
grotesque. I don't know. I thought it reminded me of BioShock at first, and then it turned into like more of a grotesque puzzle game.
Yeah, that's all it is, a grotesque puzzle game. Jay Goodwin, you shut your fucking dirty mouth.
Yeah.
All right.
In your face. Kick Jay. Now you're the bad
Ooh.
Jay.
No, it's
Jay
it's not-
Badwin.
I think that's what everyone goes in expecting this to be some dark shooter or something like that, but it's just a really creepy puzzle game, and I feel like it tells a very interesting narrative of kind of like a world where you have to bioengineer things, or a world where everything becomes androgynous, even in reproduction. So I feel like it explores a lot of interesting things without any dialogue whatsoever, and it's a stunning world. It really is from start
Is this
to
on
finish.
all platforms?
It is now.
Somebody in chat made a really, I've never heard somebody talk about this before, but it's a good point. Does a single is there anybody like, okay, does anybody hate H.R. Geiger, like a single person on the planet Earth? I've never heard anyone say they don't.
No.
He might be
Don hates him.
Wait,
Classic. Yeah, he
he
can't
might be
stand
the
him.
most
Geiger?
like, in
Yeah,
terms of like
too scary. He
percentage of
says. Way too
Oh
scary.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I've
H.R.
never
Geiger?
seen
Don doesn't
Alien.
like scary stuff.
No.
I've never seen Alien, which a lot of his stuff is based on.
Holy shit, Nadia! Like you
What?
worked on fucking movies. How have you not seen?
I don't like aliens, man. I don't
That's
like
oh
them,
yeah, that's why she's
alright?
gonna fear
Oh.
them.
All right.
Oh my god, that's like one of the best films of all
Um,
time.
I mean-
it's in my top 10 all time.
Yeah, it's in my
Nadia,
top 10 as well.
horror
I'm going
film
to watch-
aficionado, worked in
Yep.
film,
And I
never
don't say
seen
that
Alien.
lightly.
I don't like
I actually
aliens.
have a top 10.
I don't
listed
like aliens.
Oh my god.
I got to get back to
love-
super chats from Culture Casino because he has given 5 gifted memberships, which is fantastic. Thank you very much, Culture. You're the man. And can Peter stop this name chatter? Rough. I don't know whether that was directed at me.
Oh, that was
or-
before earlier when
Can I
everyone
pay you to
was
stop the
agreeing.
inane
Perhaps-
chatter?
Perhaps Lofty. I don't know.
It might have been our debate, our very scholarly, prepared speech debate about semantics.
That was it. That was it. Yep.
But we got peace now, so we're good. Find something else to fight about, though.
Yeah, but Casino might not know the lore behind that.
No, he probably doesn't. There's a whole thing there. Is giant lore.
There's,
there was
there's
an
actually a
owl
prequel you have to go and
Yeah,
check
there's a
out.
prequel.
prequel. Oh my god.
I'm gonna go die.
It's canon
I
though.
can't
Don't
even
worry,
believe
it's
it.
canon. So
Well, it's
you
no, it's a
know.
prequel, but it's not canon.
Oh no.
But it is part of the
still
same
canon
continuity.
now. It's the same, yeah. Canon now. And I'm the Ian McKellen, and Platoon is the fucking Samwise. He's fat. He's fucking fat. And I'm based and old, and I don't know where anything is. I don't remember anything.
The Gourd King says, which definition of canon is canon? Okay, that's part 2. Yeah, I am afraid of your super chats, Culture.
I'll be right
but
back.
thank you, dude. I appreciate you. Culture is the man. And 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, dude.
Hi,
We got
Culture
them.
Casino. Hi.
Gray, Jay Goodwin, Racerhead, Sketch, and Hunty. Welcome. Thank you so much, dude. You rule. Okay. Clip for Culture. This is a longer clip, but he deserves it. Yeah, we'll do this one.
Long story short, I was born as a breech baby, coming out late, legs first. The doctors weren't brilliant and cut the umbilical cord early, and for lack of better words, the cord wrapped around my neck like a noose, and lack of better words as well, I was sucked back inside my mother.
You can never apologize for that clip. What do you? It's too long. It's gold.
What I don't
It is
get,
gold.
what I don't fucking get is that Zax has circle jerks, whatever number it is, 26, 28. Why you have that behind
50.
the membership is beyond me, because man, that will get you so many more subs if you just leave that linger.
How people find it though?
Dude, circle of jerks is legendary. There will be nothing like it.
That should be your advertisement to get people.
It
to get
really should be
Yeah.
your channel trailer. It's the Circle
Yeah.
of Jerks
Yeah.
episode 26.
That was
Greatest
like
thing I've
Hunter
ever
J.
been a part of.
It was awesome. Yeah, it's always rewatchable to you. Thank you, Culture. You're the man. So yeah, mother. Yes, sucked back inside his mother. That's how the man talks. And
Just like Dune.
yep. Actually, here's another little clip of him. Our favorite guy.
There would even be guys playing for the female avatar just to get free gold, and gals who would play the male avatar just to avoid being harassed by male players to give me your email address so I can send you pics.
So stupid.
Under J. Wherever you are.
Come back to us.
Yeah, we miss
Yes.
you, bro.
We missed the content.
Yes, we do. We need more.
We're hungry.
We need more. Yes, I think that's really cool. All right, so we are going to wrap things up then, I think, for the evening, peoples.
Oh man, I had one more I want to do for
do it.
underrated.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
Okay, underrated, which everyone on this panel has to watch at some point. Hopefully tomorrow.
Well,
Scavenger's Reign.
Yeah, I have been meaning to watch it. I will watch it soon. I'll watch it in the next. I'll watch it this weekend. You know how I'll binge watch it.
Funny you say that. It's funny you say that, Vex, because I believe someone's doing a review.
I know.
Believe, yeah.
I think we
Wait.
are. Yes.
Yes.
In March. Yes.
After-
No.
On the list. It's
After the
on-
Coyote Ugly 10-part review, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hands down, it was the best thing to come out last year. Nobody heard about it. Nobody watched it. Probably the best thing that HBO has put out in a very long time. On top of that, and it's desperately what the sci-fi genre needed. It's
Listen,
beautiful.
I've got 11 episodes of The Sopranos left. 11. Once I'm done, all the other things I'm gonna watch that, and then I'll move on to Deadwood. Deadwood's my next.
Nadia,
Scavenger's
are you-
Reign.
What?
Sorry, go ahead.
Are you doing a like reaction review to
No.
Sopranos when everything?
No.
is- You have to do a reaction to the last episode because that's
Yes.
divisive.
Yes.
I love it.
It's a
Okay.
must.
I love the last episode. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't like the way Sopranos ended.
I have no idea how it ended. By the way, I never came across spoilers for it, so it's gonna be interesting.
Well, this
So-
looks like Dune.
No. This is
I
like
promise you it's
No,
not
I
Dune.
know. It looks. I understand. I've seen the previews and a lot of clips that Vex has sent me, and it looks really good. It looks like a French animated.
It is French
TV show.
animated. Yep.
Oh, okay. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a throwback to like the old
Fantastic Planet.
Heavy Metal magazine stories, and
It looks like Fantastic Planet to me, like a
It
Carry
actually
On
does.
situation.
It takes some inspiration from that. Yes.
What, Fantastic Planet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I really hope this gets renewed for a second season because there is so much that can be done with this world, and the way that they've set it up is just. I love everything about the show is beautiful. The animation, the voices, the music is spot on. Oh God, I can't. I watched it 3 times back to back. That's how good
Sounds-
it is.
Sounds like you're talking
I-
about Cavill,
I think.
but you're replacing his name with Scavenger's Reign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God! Oh,
Pretty much, yes.
I
everything
think they
about
came
it.
out and said that they have enough for like 18 seasons or something like that.
8 or 9
14
seasons. Yeah, they have enough
Okay, yeah.
material for that.
And it was a lot, but
Yeah.
Has it been
What?
renewed? Has it been announced?
No, there's been no word if it's been renewed yet. Basic premise is these people that were on kind of was it not a mining, like a resource ship. Their plane their ship goes down and they end up on this kind of interesting planet. So it follows 3 separate storylines. So there's Avi and her robot here. Then there's oh my God, the redheaded guy, I can't remember his name, and he gets stuck on his own. And then there is the captain and the lead scientist that get stuck together as well. So you just kind of watch them navigate to this, try to get back to where the ship crash landed because they can hopefully get it back into orbit and go home. But it's, oh my God, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
At what
I
point
find
did
no
the
fault in it.
what point did the facehuggers hit the guy in the face and the chest buster comes out and
I'm not gonna spoil anything. I really don't. It's worth
happening.
going into with no. I didn't look this up at all.
I'm
I
back.
just went into it raw, and it was beautiful.
Is this Saga?
No. Scavenger's
No,
Reign.
but it looks.
Scavenger.
I was thinking the same thing, Lofty.
yeah, it looks
Like
more like
Saga.
someone called it in the chat. It looks like Mobius drew it. It
Saga's
looks like
great.
a Mobius. Oh well, Jay said it too. Like it looks like heavy metal.
Brian's one.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's Heavy Metal magazine back in the like late I would say late
70s.
60s, early 70s. Yeah.
You're gonna watch this show and wonder if you took mushrooms or not.
I watched
Did you
it
wa-
both sober and high, and it was great both times. Just saying.
High on what?
Very trippy. Trippy.
Oh no.
The Marjoweenies.
Oh yeah, the Marjoweenies.
The Marjoweenies.
Oh no.
Saving the mushrooms, maybe though, for the 4th watch at this point.
Okay.
Very simple 2D animation.
Yeah.
It's great.
but very fluid. It's not choppy like American
Nope.
animation is, so it flows much like anime.
Ooh.
What do you mean? What do you mean by choppy? Like 16 frames per second choppy?
I'm
No,
sure.
Final Fantasy remake demo choppy.
Is it?
No,
They
you
have
know how
more
like
boobs than Tifa does.
you know how there's like 90s American animation. It's not very fluid. Like you can see
Yeah.
that you can tell that they animated each shot. It's not like that. Instead, it's like anime where you can see the amount of detail and it's very fluid.
Okay.
Like all the animations are fluid. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm watching it anyways because you recommended it. So.
Dude, it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. It
Copa,
gets
this
better
is
with
the-
every watch.
I don't watch
This
it
is
again.
the same woman that liked Saltburn. Just keep that in
True.
mind.
Again,
Okay.
I gave my reasoning. You guys
It was
just refuse to
terrible,
accept it.
awful. I mean,
Refuse
you want to
accept
talk
it.
about bad take and reasoning?
I think Bex took over the Lofty mantle. She's the new
I
man.
can be the female Lofty, I guess, for this take. There you go.
The Saltburn is definitely the lofty man.
It's
I
definitely a
passed
movie.
it. I dubbed the Vex Pixels.
Listen, I gave my
Kneel
reasoning.
before me. I will knight thee with my sword. This is getting very phallic. I don't like it.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Oh boy, what's happening?
I came with evidence, okay? At least I didn't just say, you don't
Yep.
understand or anything like that.
True.
It's
It
like
was just
Nausicaa. Somebody in the chat said. Yeah, it does look like
It's a
Nausicaa.
beautiful, like the style is unbelievable. The colors are great.
you watched it, Zach?
Yeah.
Watch the first episode. Yeah, I have to get
Okay.
back and watch it all again. But
So Miyazaki is somebody in the chat said this looks like Nausicaa. I just wanted to let people know if they didn't know Miyazaki's next movie, Hayao Miyazaki, is probably going to be a Nausicaa sequel. That's it's all but confirmed at this point.
How old is
But-
Miyazaki now? In his 80s?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, but that doesn't stop.
Ladies.
That doesn't stop him.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
he's
old.
he's still going, dude. He's probably still smoking cigarettes, like chain smoking cigarettes, like a boss.
Yeah, right.
Fuck
All
yeah,
that
dude.
miso soup, man.
Uh,
Keeping him alive.
Squeaka.
Hey,
Whoa.
83.
Yeah.
Squeaka just comes in and just throws down.
Doesn't say
He's
anything.
83
Wow.
years old.
Right.
Japanese people are like can do the same when they're old. When they're young, they're the same. It's weird.
See,
Kurosawa
this is why if
Kurosawa
you
made-
start smoking cigarettes, what I'm just saying is like if you start smoking cigarettes, just don't quit and you will never die.
Oh, boy.
You'll just-
Yeah, but
It's
you have to-
true.
Yeah, but no. You have to be Japanese though.
Squeaka, you rule. Thank you so much. 10 gifted memberships. That's amazing. That's incredible. Holy shit.
That's wild.
Yes.
I have
Thank you,
another
Squeaka.
lofty take if you want it at all.
I'm gonna play clip.
Yes.
I'm gonna play
Do it.
her
Do
clip
it.
for Squeaka, then
Do
watch
it.
the Lofty take. First,
Oh.
Gandalf.
Enough. I am Gandalf, and Gandalf means me.
Gandalf? Not the wandering wizard.
The same.
Another prequel.
You know, Don's not here, so I can agree with him. It is retarded.
What's your Lofty take?
All right,
Vex.
Reacher is overrated. Highly overrated.
Which one? Season 1 or 2?
entire
Tom
series.
Cruise? No, Tom
No,
Cruise
oh,
or
the series,
Oh.
the Amazon series.
okay. The first season you think is overrated?
I think it's overrated. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't watch it for the story, girl. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't listen. I don't care.
She
if there's
watches
hot
it for
guys in
the-
It can't save. It can't save. You know, Chris Pratt couldn't save the Jurassic World movies. Henry Cavill couldn't save the Justice League. So sometimes you got to put your vagina away and just
no,
take it as it is. Be objective.
nope. Listen, every time I watch an episode of that with my husband, I go, God damn. And I'm just like, listen, I got to sit over here on the other side of the couch. All right.
I haven't saw Reacher, the second season of Reacher, but I have to say the first season of Reacher was really good as a procedural show.
The second
With-
season is not
It
as
was
good.
the CSI
Download it.
of procedural shows.
Wait,
It
Vex,
wasn't-
Vex,
Exactly.
Vex, I
Hate
was
you guys.
MIA for about 10 seconds and I missed your Lofty take. Did you say Reacher is bad?
I said Reacher is overrated. Yes.
I fucking agree. It is a Lofty take. It is a I think Reacher, I actually think Reacher kind of sucks.
It does.
I'll distill this
I'm
down.
gonna jump on that boat as well. So I didn't care for Reacher.
Yeah,
I didn't even
I like
finish
the first season of Reacher. I haven't seen the second one yet.
Let me
I didn't
I
even
haven't
care
seen
for the
the
first season.
one. It's like TV you could just kind of put in the background while you're cooking.
It's
not
very
something
normie.
Yeah.
It's so normie
Right.
that uses. It's so normie that they use CGI fire inside of a warehouse at the last episode. They couldn't even afford real fire. Go fucking watch the last episode.
I don't get the
It
hype.
is
I don't,
garbage.
I don't,
Dude, do you know what's more terrifying than fire? Computer generated fire.
Computer generated fire is so
Excuse me.
pathetic.
Can we stop talking about fire?
It's pathetic.
No, it's just it is very
I didn't
normie
like it.
television. I was
it is.
kind of going in expecting something like The Terminal List because I felt like Amazon
No.
nailed that.
No.
And I
Yeah,
was
Gemma.
because people were hyping this show up, and then I'm just like, so
Yeah,
Alan
it's one of those-
Richardson or Rickison or whatever. I think he does well in the role. I will give I'll give
He's
the
great.
show that, right?
He's
But
good.
it's just
He's good.
everything else around him. And then I like the female character in the first season. I actually liked her at the beginning, but then somewhere she just does a complete 180 and becomes like fuck you, I am strong woman kind of deal.
Yes.
And then they bone out of nowhere, and I'm just like, oh, okay, they
but-
just totally just jumped the gun there.
Yeah.
So I didn't finish season 1. I think I got to episode 6 and I gave up
you
because
missed,
it was
you
just so
missed the
dumb.
worst episode, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, I
What?
couldn't
The
bear
CGI
it.
fire episode?
Yeah, it's bad, dude. You know what's so
way.
bad? Another thing that's bad about that episode is like they couldn't even like hire a good stunt choreographer. They were like, we'll just fucking throw people into cardboard boxes. I'm not even joking. They started throwing people at, that was part of the fight choreography. Cardboard boxes in a warehouse to break people's falls.
That's
like
terrible.
it was really, really bad. I don't know. Here's my theory. I think Reacher was one of those shows that wasn't woke, and
It is
therefore,
woke,
well, it was one of those shows that's
It
like
is now.
this show's not woke. This show
It's
does
only
the,
about
this
season
show
2.
does the source material, adapts it correctly, therefore good. It's like I'm
No.
pretty sure. No, I'm saying
I would
saying
give
that's why it
I
was
would give the
overrated.
source material because season 1 follows the book pretty much 1-to-1, and I'd give it like a 6 or a 7. Like I never really overhyped Reacher. I thought it was just a fun little show that like, hey, you want to kill some time for an hour?
Yeah.
watch
Throw it
Reacher.
on while you're doing stuff. Isn't there a Tom
Yeah.
Cruise movie?
There is.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's 2, I think.
it's bullshit. But the first one has one of the greatest car chase sequences you'll ever watch. With a fucking Nova, it's incredible to
Somebody in
watch.
chat said it.
I'm
It's
sorry.
exactly-
I didn't care for Reacher. I thought it was like almost like Matlock, for crying out loud. It was just like it was so cheesy.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's a
Matlock.
Yeah,
That's a weird comparison.
yeah. I would
Well,
say
it's just-
CSI.
it was just cheesy. It was just like
I
He's
agree.
not a lawyer kicking the shit out of people, dude.
Cyber
it
Chud
might as well be.
in
Yes,
chat,
you're right, Gord. Absolutely. That's right.
somebody in chat, Cyber Chud said
Yeah.
that Reacher was okay. Huge improvements over what we usually get. That's what I was saying.
Like a comparison, in all honesty.
You're
which
right,
is like
though.
because it's not shit. Some people exaggerate how good it is. I actually don't even agree with that. I actually think shows like, did anyone see that Richard Madden TV show where he plays? It's really good. It's better than Reacher.
Not
It's,
Citadel.
It's on Netflix. No, it's
That
on
was
Netflix.
god-awful.
It's like
Dear
the
God.
black. It's like Hitman or
Bodyguard or something like that?
Bodyguard. The Bodyguard is really good. I think shows like Mr. Robot are really good. There's a million shows better than Reacher. I don't know. I
In
think
terms
people-
of procedural,
in terms of like spy stuff, maybe not.
No.
Maybe that's why. Maybe it's like average. Maybe it's above average for
No,
spy stuff.
Reacher
I'm
season 2
saying
was a big disappointment, and they ruined that story the way they told it. And yeah,
But the Bodyguard is
vexed.
really good.
The first episode of season 1 was great for Reacher. Some awesome fight scenes. They built his character well, and then the finale of season 1 was bad, and then season 2,
yeah.
you have to really pretend that the world doesn't exist around them to actually buy any of the action in it, because they're racing through downtown New York with rolling gun battles, and there's not a cop, not a car, not a pedestrian anywhere else. It's unbelievable. Like, for me, that takes me out of it. That's too much.
Have you
There is no police in New York, though, isn't there?
Apparently not.
right? I was about to say
Defunded.
Yeah, like they're defunded. Yeah.
God.
the police in
Platoon
New
doesn't
York
even
is
know.
oh dude.
Yeah, Gooch and I haven't talked
I-
about this one. We should like the season 1 too, but yeah,
I'm pretty close
same
to
page.
New York City.
I haven't
I'm
even seen
afraid to
all
go
of
there.
season 1.
Yeah,
I
it's
get-
I just don't get the hype at all. That's all.
fair.
Very disappointing. And yeah, I don't like the point of comparison. Oh, it's better than we usually get. No, that shouldn't be
No.
the standard.
No,
There-
no, yeah, no.
I
Should be
don't
the
like that
standard.
comparison at
It's
all.
all right. Reacher to me is all right. It's well, at least season 1. I was like, oh, okay, I'll throw it on, and then I was like, oh, this is like a really like 1-to-1 to the book. But I never thought the book was like anything special. I was just like, yeah, it's really good. It's really good to like entertain yourself without having to really think about anything at all.
Yeah.
That's
Someone
about as
had
far
told
as it
me
goes.
that the books also are not even like they're pretty corny in the books anyways. So in terms of adaptation, it's pretty spot on.
Right.
in that
I
He's
would
not
say,
like
yeah, it is.
genius writer.
It really is. It's really 1-to-1. But I would say episode 6 or 7, when he ambushes everybody in the mansion, it's pretty well done. It's pretty fucking brutal, and it's brutal in the books too.
I want to
books-
ask. Oh,
The books to me are like old man books where
yeah.
you have to be
Yeah.
over a certain age to, and you just like read them. It's kind of like other spy
It's like those
series.
Clive
Yeah.
Cussler
Tom
books,
Clancy,
where it was like
yeah.
the like 30 books, because it's just
Tom Clancy.
Yeah.
Tom Clancy is another one. Dude, Tom Clancy, you want to talk about like procedural and going into fucking detail about mundane shit. Tom Clancy is your guy.
Man, I don't like those kind of books.
I mean,
sci-
like Hunt
I
for
read
Red
science
October is
fiction.
good once you like when they cut it down to the actual story of Hunt for Red October. It's a phenomenal book, and obviously a transfer over to like one of the classic films of all time, submarine films of all time. But
It was
He
filmed
can't-
in Manitoba. It was filmed in Manitoba here.
nobody cares, Jay.
Come on. give us something. Give us something.
Manitoba.
Give us something. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta roll out of here. It's Platoon. It's what 6 a.m. or something for you.
Fuck yeah.
It's heading on there, yeah.
Let's go around, tell people what you're doing, and then make a recommendation if you can, something that maybe people haven't watched yet or that's underrated. And give them something to go and watch after this. Copa.
I'm pretty sure I'm doing a Dune 2 review. I'll be watching it this weekend, so
I'm
I'll-
doing one tomorrow as well.
Yeah,
I want to see you shit on Dune. That will be interesting.
I was thinking about doing a Dune 1 review and then tying it to Dune 2, because this is what I'm hoping for with Dune 2 is exactly what Platoon was describing, which is it kind of starts tying everything together and it retroactively makes 1 better. So that's what I was looking forward to.
Yeah.
If I would rate Dune, it's a 6 out of 10, a 5.5, but I rated a 6 on IMDb. So I'm hoping.
Oh, you use IMDb for your ratings? Oh, weird.
Yeah. Why?
Normie. I use Letterboxd.
Homie, I've been using IMDb since fucking high school.
Kidding.
Yeah, me too.
So
Actually,
fuck off, dude. You want to talk about Normie? Yeah,
How
go
many
to your
movies
fucking
do you have
loader
rated?
box.
How many movies? do you have
IMDb
rated?
chat boards, baby.
What's your total? What's
What
your
the
total?
hell is that?
What's your total? What's your total? How many
Well, let me
movies?
see.
Check it out. I know mine.
4,983.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What do you watch? A lot of short films and television included?
No. Well, no. Yeah, I watch short films, but not the TV shows.
Well,
I'll rate like one TV
To be
show at a time.
fair, it's hard to go back and find everything you've ever seen. I only have 1,600, dude. Rated.
Oh yeah, Shogun, dude. Jano.
So, this is great.
I took a nap and I woke up and Japanese
love
people were
Shogun.
fucking
Oh, man.
yelling. I love Shogun. I love the book. I love the original miniseries. I wake up, Jana was watching this, and I'm like, holy shit. And she's like, oh, do you want me to turn it off and wait for you? I'm like, no. Go ahead. Like, watch it. I'm like,
Yep.
I want to watch this all the way through.
This is
Me
great
too.
so far.
Copa, I
Is it-
just bought the book today.
Oh, you're going to love it. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Like, the Christian
Fantastic.
themes alone inside
And the audiobook.
Shogun is
The
fantastic.
audiobook is really good. If anybody has a free credit on Audible, the audiobook is fantastic.
I can't do audiobooks. I
Me
gotta
neither. I'm with
It's
you
really
on
well
that.
done.
Yeah, hold a book to yeah.
I want, yeah, because Shobal was saying to watch that, and he's right. It's so far, it's been great. Definitely recommend that one. And I think the story's been told before, so it should follow that again. Nadia.
I have Dames and Dorks tomorrow on the Inside All Day. We're gonna be having a sleepover theme, talking about our favorite sleepover movies. Mine is actually the Sleepover Massacre from 1982.
Oh hell yeah!
So we're all going to be pitching on that.
Greatest cover ever.
Yeah. And I don't really have a recommendation right now for people because I'm working my way through Sopranos. That's been consuming my life for the last 2 months. So
recommend that.
Yeah, if you have never seen The Sopranos, watch The Sopranos. And then I should be dropping my review of Tombstone, or my first.
Yes.
Yes.
Nadia, oh my God, Tombstone. Where is it ranking your top westerns of all time?
You'll have to watch the video.
Yes, thank you.
Nice.
Now, okay, nice.
Well done.
But
and I'll be doing Bone Tomahawk. Yeah, next.
Oh,
yep.
Oh my God.
That's the next one. It got moved to this weekend to watch it. I've been busy, so yeah.
Oh, you haven't watched it yet?
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna spoil shit.
Yeah,
don't spoil it. Don't spoil it, chat. God, that's one of the greatest westerns. One of the most shocking westerns of all time.
Everyone's info is in the description here too, so including for Little Platoon, both of his three of his channels, and everyone's Twitter. And if you go to Lost Chord, you might find some singing. Sing. And Nadia, what else is up? What else do you recommend for the besides Sopranos? Anything that we didn't talk about today?
I mean, one of my favorite shows I don't think a lot of people talk about is From.
Yeah.
Horror by it was done by Epex, and then I think it moved over to MGM. It's done by the same producers of Lost. It's very good. It's got a little bit of horror thriller.
It's not
a
like
lot of
Lost, though, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not Lost. I don't like Lost. I don't.
Okay.
I watched the first 2 episodes. It's good. It's pretty good. I
like it.
It holds up.
My favorite,
it holds up.
but yeah.
There's 2 seasons out right now. Season 2 definitely holds up for it. Season 1, I thought it was all based off Norse mythology. I was completely wrong. So season 2 definitely keeps the mystery alive. It ends in a cliffhanger, but not in a satisfying way. Where I'm very excited for season 3. So From is definitely one I would definitely recommend.
What is this?
From. It's a horror movie.
Stop
Stephen King. Very inspired by Stephen King.
It's off of. Oh my God, it's Lost to the max.
Oh, you wouldn't watch it, right, Copa? You quit?
No, oh yeah.
Too scary?
It's actually under the. It's like Under the Dome meets Lost, basically.
Oh my
And
God.
my husband. I don't know about that.
After season 3, it was like, dude, like
There's only 2 seasons.
Mystery box, or I'm sorry, after the 3rd episode, I was like, mystery box after mystery box after mystery box. This is just Lost.
Yeah, I actually agree. It takes a little. It like sucks. It tries to like force you to watch so many episodes to like start caring about what's going on. I understand it's not.
It's my cup of tea. I like it. This is the stuff I like when it when horror is kind of mixed into the element of it.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of AJs in it, and I'm like, oh God.
True.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
A lot of AJs. Say it, Copa. Come on.
Do it, Copa.
You're Sicilian. Come on, say it.
I've already said it once, and it was on Zax's channel, so I can't really say it again.
All right.
Was this Zax's channel when I dropped at 1.21? I can't remember.
Oh.
Well, I'm not going to say it again.
The secondary cast in this show is not great, though. Like, he is by far the best character, the best actor in this, by far.
Yeah, his son's a little annoying.
Yes, super cringe. His son is so fucking cringe in this show. Yeah. But anyways, it's still worth a watch. I liked it.
But other than that, watch Sopranos if you haven't seen it.
Yes.
And Paulie and Syl are my favorite characters. So,
how much did you
what are
like
we
the
in
Pine Bears?
2006? We're back in 2006. Watch Sopranos. You haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I'm going way back with mine. So
do it.
It's fine.
What you got, Lofti?
I'm up.
Am I next?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, well, I wanted to split it just quickly into 2 because like I wanted to give people a recommendation of something recent that they might not have seen. One of them is, so this is called Anatomy of a Fall. Anatomy of a Fall. It's a French movie. It's probably the best courtroom drama I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's so good. It's my number 2 of the year. It's right behind Oppenheimer. I think Sandra Hüller should probably win Best Actress of the year, but I mean, you know, it's going to go to Emma Stone. We all know this. And also, if you don't know anything about the French court system, which I didn't before I watched this movie, it's kind of mind blowing. It's very weird how it works. Like it's very weird how the witness can cross-examine the defendant. It's just very different. Anyway, I recommend Anatomy of the Fall. It's very good. And
the
then
more you learn about the French judicial system, the more you realize why they've had so many revolutions throughout their time.
see, Platoon might know what I'm talking about. You should watch this movie, dude. It's really cool.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, because you described earlier, like you're kind of like black-pilled on like modern media. Watch this. I'm telling you, it's a really good courtroom thriller drama. Highly recommend it.
I added it to my list.
Anatomy of a Fall. And there's a really good doggy in it. Doggy is so cute. Highly recommend that. And then also, I just wanted to go back in time because some people were like, I'm fucking tired of modern stuff. Go back and watch the 1934 Raymond Bernard French version of Les Miserables. It's the best version ever of the movie. I just watched it again recently, and it's probably one of the greatest films ever made, honestly, and nobody talks about it. So it's Les Miserables. It's not even a silent film. It's actually a talkie. 1934. Highly recommend. If you like Les Mis, if you like it, if you've never seen it, check it out. If one person fucking does this, I'll be happy.
Musicals suck, Lofty.
No, it's not even a musical. It's not. This is a.
Do they sing in it?
This is based on the book. This is straight up an adaptation of the book, and it has very
Russell
high.
Crowe singing.
No. Russell Crowe was dead at the time. He was not dead. A baby or dead.
Okay.
Yeah, Janet. Season 1 of Solo was good. I thought.
No, I like the new one with Hugh Jackman's. It's a good movie. It's just this is the pinnacle of Les Mis, in my opinion. But anyway, that's it.
Thanks, Lofty.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jay, Gooch.
What's up?
What you doing?
I'm going to be watching Shogun, and I'm also going to watch Sexy Beast.
Oh yeah, that's a good one, dude.
Yeah, the prequel to the movie where what's his name there? Ben Kingsley.
Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley won an Oscar for his role as, I think it's Gal Dove.
No,
Yeah.
it was Don Logan in the.
Okay,
Sexy
yeah.
Beast.
I knew it was one of them. I knew it was going to screw it up. But it's a prequel to that, so I'm kind of curious about that. I want to watch that some point this weekend. And as for me, I'll be bouncing around. I'll be on Sassy's channel on Friday.
What? And you think I was
Male
interested in?
perspective. There you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
right. Gooch,
Oh
I'll be
my
with you
God.
there. I'll be with
yes,
you on that.
yeah, Nadia will be there.
Stock
and
up
then,
in your tampons, there, Gooch.
Angry Canadian. Episode 4 of season 2 of Halo is pretty good.
Oh,
I just
no.
wanted to I wanted to piss him off. It's a good show. It's a good episode. Sorry, it's a good episode. Very fucking good. Actually, shockingly good. Sorry, I interrupted you because Angry Canadian taunted me. And yeah,
Sure. Go.
tomorrow night we will continue doing the Arcane review. Zach's and Platoon will be on with the rest of the crew, because that's booming me on YouTube right now. So gonna just continue
Yeah,
doing
no
that.
shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, shut up.
So if you haven't
dude.
heard of Diabolical Souls, please
Right.
subscribe.
How many subs in
Mr.
a week, Jay? How many subs in a week?
I went from 640 in the last 10 days, 640. I was at 640. Now I'm at 2,200 and
God damn.
That's so
That's fucking
fucking
awesome.
awesome.
2,270. So I got another 10 as we were doing the stream. So
I don't even know why. I don't even know why you're talking. The entire chat's sub to you right now.
It's well deserved, though. Honestly, those are some of the best streams to be on. I'm happy to be a part of that.
Woo!
Well done.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Platoon, I greatly appreciate that, man. You know what? I'm thankful for everything. Honestly, like, all you guys here have been great. I just want to say huge thanks. As cheesy as it is, but it's true.
Aw, stop being so
That's-
gay.
Yes, that's-
We're supposed to be doing this shit in DMs, buddy. Come on,
Yeah.
come on, not in front of the normies.
I'll still
Not in
call
front
you.
of the
I'll still
normies.
call you gay in DMs if you ever did that to me.
Don't make me look bad in front of the wizard, okay?
I will be doing. I will be doing some a raffle. I'll be doing a celebration stream at some point. I was going to do a 1,000, but like that's not flipped, so I don't know even. By the time I get to it, I don't know where I'll be at. But I mean, I'm going to do a raffle. I'm going to do some pictures. I have some pictures that I have penciled and inked. I'm going to raffle them off and I'll mail it out to people. And if you're in the chat, you get an opportunity to win one of the original pictures that I've drawn. So that's it.
Is it of the Gooch?
Stop. I will do a Gooch pic if you want. I can do one of those. I'm
still waiting for my framed Gooch pick.
Yes, it's
seeing
right
that
here.
I'm the
I got it
birth
right
of it.
Yeah,
I deserve. I should be raffled one.
Yes, that's the thing. Everyone asks me how the Gooch, and I'm like cannoli the other night. Because that Gooch thing's really taken off. I'm like, you guys, you fuckers gave me the fucking name. So, I'm just really thankful, and I just love having these chats with you guys and talking about pop culture and shit. So
that's based.
Very based.
Based and gay.
And gay.
I'm gay pilled now.
Yeah.
Very gay.
I'm not the one who uses IMDb. That's kind of gay.
I used IMDb since Amazon Amazon bought it. Before Amazon bought it,
we found next stream's debate, haven't we? It's
right. We have.
I used Letterboxd. Now I'm going to use the next really cool thing.
Guys, I discovered Criticless. Everybody should subscribe to Critic. Actually, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Right. I was about to say, hold on.
Guys, subscribe to my Tumblr. I have really good hot takes on it.
Tumblr. Oh God. Zer, what are you talking about? Oh boy, what are we doing?
What's next for Vex?
Oh, Cynic and I are supposed to have a show. It's supposed to be tomorrow.
Cynic is crazy. Bro, that guy is. I don't know. I like that guy a lot. He's funny.
I don't know. I'll have to check with him again because it was supposed to happen last week, but I don't know.
I struggled so hard to get him his video on time today.
Oh.
Adobe was really fucked up, and I felt bad. Like sometimes I don't know. Adobe versus DaVinci, Adobe crashes on me all the time. So
versus DaVinci for real?
Yeah, because I have a gaming PC, so there's a really good GPU, but Adobe uses primarily the CPU, I think.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's the only reason I can come up with. But
yeah, DaVinci, we're going to nerd out for a second here, chat. But DaVinci is notorious for eating up your resources on.
Yeah, unless you have a gaming PC.
Oh, God damn!
Why did
Thank you? Zax was breaking up the autism.
Yeah.
Yes, I was. That's what that was.
Yeah, so I got that coming tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Then Friday, Truly Female Perspective over on Sassy's channel. Yeah, Nadia and Gooch.
Yawn. Female yawn.
We're gonna hold on. We're gonna Italian out though.
I'm
We're
kidding.
going full mob wife apparently.
Oh,
So we're all dressed.
Wait. No, I'm not.
You too? Yeah, Jay. Wait, no, I meant Jay. You too?
No.
You're gonna be mob wife?
No, he's the mob. He's the mob boss. He's the
There
mob
you go.
boss.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One of
I was
those
about to-
movies.
Are you gonna
I
have
was
cool
about to say.
are you gonna have cool sunglasses? All the mob wives have really cool
I
sunglasses.
do have sparkly big sunglasses.
Yeah.
So.
I found fur that I'll be wearing. So.
Watch The
Ooh.
Irishman. Watch The Irishman. The mob wives are pretty cool. In that
Ugh, that movie sucked.
Thank you, Nadia.
And I'm still working on that True Detective season 4 review. I've been going back and no, you know what? I was gonna just pump it out, and then I started actually rewatching it. I was like, oh no, there's so much I have to go. Yeah, I need to deconstruct this. So this will be my.
Is this going to be a platoon length video? We're
Not
gonna
that
have
length, but
3.5
I
hour.
think I'm broaching on that level of quality. Just broaching that level of quality.
Oh, that would be awesome if you did.
So it's I'm taking my sweet time with this. So hopefully I'll have it out this weekend, but it's coming. It's coming along.
Yeah, I'll be watching that one. the last thing I'll ever watch on that show ever will be your video.
Yeah, same.
I'm out. Absolutely out. Season 5. Fuck
Little
off.
Platoon. Somebody in chat said that you're supposed to tell me how good Has Been Hotel is.
Oh
How
my god, that's
Austin
horrible.
Lounge. I guess you haven't seen it.
I feel like that would be a
he might
lot.
be gone. He's sleeping. Little Platoon fell asleep. That's okay.
I don't
No,
blame
he's
him.
talking,
I think he's
but-
very
talking,
kindly
but he's
invited
muted.
me. Yeah, sorry, I had my little thing on mute. Logan
That's
very,
okay.
kindly invited me onto this little recording session he was doing when we learned that he still uses Internet Explorer and the Discord website as opposed to the app to watch Has Been Hotel, which I knew nothing about. And yeah, we got through 3 episodes and then I quit.
Wait, who are
because-
you talking about? Who are you talking about?
Hostman, Socrates,
Oh, that's
Hostman's
cool, that's
Lounge,
cool.
even. Yeah, it was an experience which
Yeah.
I'm not looking to repeat, which is why I wasn't on Hostman's earlier today. Sorry.
Oh no!
I'm
It's a
so glad
musical,
that I'm
too.
choosing
Tried.
for that.
Tried.
It's a musical. I'm surprised you
Okay,
even
you
got
tried.
through episode 1.
That's me.
You mean like Cop Rock?
Barely.
That is you. Discord website. Wow. Sorry, that's funny.
Nice, Hostman.
Oh man, that's funny.
Okay. Last but not least, Little Platoon. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with us tonight. It means a lot to everyone. You give your time super generously to all of us, and yeah, I can't say thank you enough for coming on.
Oh, it's just no problem at all. No, I wouldn't be here if I didn't enjoy it. I don't really think of it as giving my time because I wouldn't do things I didn't enjoy for this long. So that's yeah, I like hanging out with you guys. It's great fun. Yeah, coming up, what have I even got coming up? Madam Web, I think theoretically is out this weekend. Touch, whatever the
great.
gender neutral equivalent of wood is. When it gets past the right. That's a short one though, because it's only like 2 hours and 45 minutes. So I'm letting the side down. After which, I'm guessing it's going to be June, but probably both parts condensed into one. So I don't know how long that will be. But yeah, Madam Web is next. June at some point, and B-Sub obviously runs on Mondays. I think that's all I'm doing at the moment. There might be a short Dune review on the second channel. Who knows? But yeah,
Is,
that's me.
I love.
Is B-Sub back to regular Mondays again?
Theoretically, it is in that we've done it for I think 2 weeks in a row,
Yeah.
which is consistent for us. So yes, it's back. You're all invited. Open invitation. We're always with people. So it'll probably be a big June centric episode this week. Or
I was
next
going to
week.
ask,
even.
can we nerd out on Dune? Cause
Absolutely yes. So yeah, if everyone here has seen it by that point, then you're all welcome to come on and we can nerd out about
Nice.
Dune. So that will be good. Oh fuck no, because you also said like a recommendation for underrated things or things that people haven't seen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go like given that Benny has said the silly thing about dialogue, I'm gonna go for something which proves him completely fucking wrong. And I'm gonna say Yes, Minister, which is probably one of, if not the best British comedy which has ever been created, which is all dialogue. Largely because one of the leads was so sick he couldn't actually stand up and do stuff, so they have him sat behind a desk being a.
Oh, nice. That's totally
satire.
British.
Yeah. Honestly, it's one of the most clever, most intelligently written things, and most of the stuff that they talk about, even though it's set back in and it's written back in the 70s, is still relevant today. But if you want absolutely scintillating dialogue in a properly well-written, intelligent comedy, go watch that. And Yes, Minister is also quite good.
Yes, Minister.
Wow.
Yes, Prime
All right.
Minister even is also good.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, there it is. Look at that. It's an audio collection. Is that right?
No, it's there is an audio version of it, but the main thing ran with those guys on television throughout the 1970s and I think early 80s.
We don't have to get into it, but
I like
Platoon, tell me you've seen The Death of Stalin.
I have seen The Death of Stalin, but that's only because like The Thick of It is another one I'd recommend. And it's by Armando Iannucci, who also wrote The Death of Stalin.
Yeah.
And Veep, which is the American spin-off from The Thick of It, which is also not bad, actually.
Yeah,
Death of Stalin, I liked up to a point. I just felt at that point, it sort of devolves into just sort of swearing for swearing's sake, and it lost
True.
some of the intelligence, but it's not a bad watch.
No, I like In the Loop a lot better than Death of Stalin, but I thought Death of Stalin it was a laugh riot, and that was another underrated gem for me. But that was like what 2019, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Right before the
somewhere around
pandemic.
there. But fantastic dialogue. Oh no, 2017. But fantastic dialogue, start to finish. Fantastic writer.
I like how the Platoon pronounces Villeneuve.
Yeah, well, there's
Funny.
Villeneuve,
It's almost
and then
like-
there's Timothy Shalalalala.
It's like how I pronounce this name. You're gonna know exactly who it is when I pronounce it, but I always pronounce it differently. It's just whatever pops into my face. It's
Pops
her
into
name
my
is- her name-
face.
yeah. I'm drunk, okay? I
Swing.
hit my head.
Thank you for
my
saying
head.
that.
I've been drinking whiskey, but it's
Nice.
her name. Her name is the legendary, the one, the only. Omid Shinoy Shabakwa Shaniqua.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that one.
I just like give a bunch of Shinakwa Shaniquas, and I think I match. I think it's pretty close.
Obeyed Shania Twain. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. That's about it. That's close. I'm sorry, Vex. Vex, you could just shoot me in the face.
Why would I shoot you in the face? Hold up.
I don't know.
What are you
I'm
implying?
not black.
That's true. Oh wow!
Well-
Here, you went there. Somebody went there. I'll go
Somebody
there.
did. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. It's been a fun night for me. My voice is almost all the way gone again, but appreciate everyone for hanging out. And
You're
yeah,
always gone, man.
I know I got pneumonia. What are you gonna do?
Bad.
Hmm?
You're
Double
you
pneumonia.
sound better than you did on the last stream I was on you with. I will
Yeah,
say
it's rough. But if I go, it's Canada, so if I go to the hospital, they're gonna kill me. So I gotta
Shut
hide out
up.
and look healthy as long as I can.
Jeez, you're better off
if I'm-
in fucking Afghanistan. And
He,
then
he
quiet,
pricks his
okay.
finger so he could get blood and rubs it on his skin so it looks darker.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yep.
We
Yeah.
made him.
It's the winter here, so no one goes outside anyway.
oh boy.
But thanks for the super chats and all the memberships and member comments. Appreciate all you guys. And leave a comment after this show. Sorry, with Joyce on Saturday night, 11:30 Central, and tomorrow on with the Gooch, watching Arcane, which you should be watching. And I think that's it. So I'm gonna play us out. Thanks everybody. Go watch Shogun. Constellation is also good. So 2 new shows that are actually decent. And finally, I know you're waiting for this one, people. Here you go.
Yes,
People,
do it. Do
my
it.
friends.
Do it.
Respect to the trans community.
Did they hear me over this?
Fuck you, trans fools.
Trans people are my friends. Trans folks gon' catch these hands. Trans people are my friends. So respect them for we're going in. Trans people are my friends. Trans folks gon' catch these hands. Trans people are my friends. So respect them for we're going in. Trans folks, show your fucking out. I'll knock you out. I'll knock you out. Transphobes, show your fucking out. I'll knock you out. You better watch out. Trans people are my friends. Transphobes gon' catch these hands. Trans people are my friends. So